OnePlus's new phone, the OnePlus 8.
This thing feels so good.
It's basically like I'm playing on smooth graphics. This looks like PC PUBG right here.
Glides like butter. True 120 hertz gameplay.
You're insane.
Welcome into Super League. We're here for PUBG Mobile Community Nights, brought to you by OnePlus. We have our awesome phones right here in front of us. I'm Mad Magical, joined in by Sam Cage and the Rage Ragey. Sam, I hope you're ready for some PUBG Mobile action tonight.
How could you not be? PUBG Mobile, it's the game, it's the time, it's the now. If I'm playing PUBG Mobile, if I'm casting PUBG Mobile, I'm in a good mood.
Exactly, and you gotta also be playing on your nice OnePlus phones. They always help make the game a little bit better, give you that little bit of an advantage because they're so fast and so good. But we got to talk about more than just the OnePlus phones. We got to talk about what we have going on tonight. It's going to be a lot of action, a lot of fun for PUBG Mobile, but it's a new format that we are introducing. It's only 4 rounds, multiple rooms per round. But the reason we switched it to 4 rounds is because we're no longer just going to be on air and go. We'll finally be able to see more than just one map.
That's right, 4 maps, 1 round apiece, so not too much time to get comfortable, but at the same time, as long as your shooting skills and aim have warmed up, should be fine.
I mean, when you look at the first round at least, so that is where everyone's going to be really used to it. The first round starts, of course, El Clasico onto Erangel. The one map everyone's so used to. We expect to see strategies that we've been accustomed to here for the community nights, know where people are going to be able to drop, but then in round 2 is when it switches up. We switch over to Miramar, you're going over to the desert. A lot of people might not be as practiced on this map. It's a map that I personally really do love. I love being able to drop El Pozo, but not everyone's as comfortable going onto these different maps.
I mean, especially considering we've done many of these PUBG Mobile community nights here on Erangel, but even talking about round 3 and Sandhawk, a map that we haven't really covered a whole lot of. I mean, Miramar certainly did one of the maps that was on PUBG original, but on PUBG Mobile, we got Sandhawk, and that's going to really change things up because it's a much smaller map. But speaking of small maps, we also have Vikendi going over to round 4, and I'm curious to see whether or not the strategies start to change as we adapt to maps that maybe players aren't as familiar with.
Same here, especially because Sanhok, Vikendi are going to be a lot smaller in the maps. But when you're playing these maps, it's going to be important that you try to do very well into these because you want to be able to get as many points as humanly possible if you want to be able to take home the grand prizes that we have later on that we'll introduce, because these are different strategies you're now going to have to employ. Erangel, you might be used to it. You might know how to play it, but you might not necessarily know what to do on a smaller map like Sanhok and Vikendi.
It's definitely going to be a challenge one way or the other, but the question is, how are you going to win points? Where are you going to go from these 4 rounds? Is it just getting first place? Of course it helps a lot, as you can see from the scoring placement, but it's also about getting those extra kills, Magical.
It really is. So you can see here, first place, going to be able to get the lion's share, the 30 points for the entire team. So even if it's just one person surviving for your entire squad, all 4 members will be able to get that. But then you get the extra point for each kill. And when you look at how the ranks go, it goes from 30 points down to 22, all the way down to 0 when you're 16th and below.
So really, it's just, can you get the kills? Can you be in constant combat in these first place matches? Or can you maintain the consistency of second place 4 rounds in a row?
Very true. But there are more things to be able to fight for. Earn your stripes in different ways. We talked about top dogs already, the most points, but there are a lot of fun things that we always provide for these community nights, such as my favorite, Track Stars longest distance run, especially for these smaller maps like Sanhok or Vikendi. I want to see people just running around the map a couple times, maybe 2, 3, 5 times. Who cares?
I mean, personally, especially on the bigger maps, the first 2 rounds in particular, I feel like we're going to get some good snipers out here. So trying to get the longest possible range for a kill. So regardless of where you are, it's all about getting that good aim and be in constant fights so that you might be able to earn your stripes in that way.
Well, you want to be able to earn these stripes because our prizing, you can see here on the screen, there are different things that you can win, such as a PUBG Mobile City Champs t-shirt, or, of course, everyone, the favorite one right there in the middle, the OnePlus 8 Pro Kit and OnePlus 8 5G phone. Like I said, I've got my lovely OnePlus phone right here in front of me, and this is definitely something I can imagine everyone wants to fight over.
Oh, I mean, how could it not be? I mean, look how sleek they look. You get a case, you get several different cases, which I gotta say, that's one of my favorite parts of the Pro Kit. You also get the phone itself, and if you're gaming on anything else, you're actually inting. Like, you are way far behind on the curve there.
I will say, for mobile gaming, OnePlus does give you quite the bit of an edge, but there's also another prize, various cash prizing, that will be given out throughout the night. So people, do all the things to be able to earn their stripes, get more points, try to see how well they can do. But we're kind of talking about it, alluding to it, the OnePlus phone, and OnePlus does have an awesome video to kind of show off the sleek design of it. So let's take a look. Again, huge shout outs to OnePlus for helping us bring these community nights to you guys so you guys can play PUBG Mobile. Sure, it might be at home. We're all playing together apart, but it's a fun time that we're here to have and try to give everyone the best experience for PUBG Mobile.
But you know what? We're all playing alone together apart in our own way. But I got to say, there's one player this month that has played more alone, more apart, and more together than anyone else, and that is ADS Trot. Let's cut on over and see what he had to say.
My name is Nick Trotto. In game, I am known as ADS Trot, and I am with the Boston Revolt. So my gaming adventure really started with console play. It wasn't until I was sick in bed that I was like, man, I need something to pass the time. And that's when I opened up my phone, downloaded PUBG Mobile. Little did I know of the adventure that I was going to go on. So the 8 Plus is pretty much top of the line. The phone looks amazing, man. The camera that slides up from the front, I know the camera quality is like outrageous for a phone. The FPS is higher than what the game even allows right now. So that alone, it shows you that they have the standard set for where they want to be and, you know, where they want to continue to be. It seems like they're trying to be top of the gaming industry. Mobile gaming is going to completely take the world by storm in the next year or two. So for them to realize that growth and potential that mobile gaming has, and to be the front line of it, it's awesome to see. I've been streaming for pretty much every day for the past 6 months or so.
Testing 1 2, testing 1 2.
PUBG Mobile content every single day. Just about hit 4K followers and could not be any happier about the community that I'm creating. The community nights games were so much fun. It was me and friends on a Discord channel, all pumping each other up game after game. To have an outlet and to have something to look forward to, even in these difficult times, is something that's really, really special, really, really important to have.
If you think you should be the next player of the month, head over to Super League's Twitter at twitter.com/join Super League and check out the pinned tweet for more information. Give us a follow while you're there, you know? It does help us out a bit.
And you know what? Retweet a couple of those tweets because honestly, there's just some good content. We got some great socials over there. If you want to go to that Twitter site, again, that is at Join Super League on Twitter if you want to help us out. Magical.
Well, yeah.
Are you? What's going on? What's going on, man? I thought we were in a cast together. You know, we're supposed to.
I kind of need to.
Hang on. I'm getting a call. Hello.
Hey, how's it going, Sam?
Oh, yeah, no, it's going pretty well. Just talking to my friend Magical. I was supposed to be doing this cast right now, but I can take a break.
Oh, yeah. I'm glad you were able to talk because I just kind of was bored over here. I was talking to some weird guy about PUBG Mobile, and I needed to talk to someone cool.
I feel you. And you know what? If I wasn't talking on this OnePlus phone, I'd feel like you weren't living up to my standards, but I can hear the quality coming in through the phone that you are clearly talking on a OnePlus 8 series phone.
That I am. I'm glad you noticed that I was talking on this. I just got this the other day, in fact. I think it's a really cool phone that I was able to get and be able to have a conversation like this in the middle of a broadcast because I was bored.
Yeah, you know what? Honestly, I think it's one of the great things you can do. I mean, I wish I was playing a game on this OnePlus 8 phone, but you know, it does phone calls very, very well. I'm just blown away every time I play a game on here, whether it's PUBG Mobile or otherwise.
That's very true. It's like right now, unfortunately, I'm kind of busy. I got work. Maybe after work we can play some games.
Oh, we can drop. We can try to win some chicken dinners ourselves because honestly, that would be pretty cool.
We drop Zarky, right?
I guess.
We always drop Zarky. When do we not?
Whenever you're not there. I'm sorry. I didn't want to tell you this way, but
I can't believe you've done this to me. You always drop Zarky. There's just nowhere else to go. Everyone else goes everywhere else. So go Zarky because you get all the free loot. I'm just saying. It's the best.
I mean, you have a point. Honestly, I'm sorry. I got distracted by the moving wallpaper that could happen on the OnePlus 8 phone. It's just so amazing that you can have the dynamicism to run that sort of wallpaper instead of the static background that you get on so many others.
That's fair. All right, I think I should probably get back to work, though. I've been kind of procrastinating a bit, playing too many games on my phone, so I think I should actually do some work now.
Okay, well, up to you. I guess I'll get going as well.
All right, well, I'll talk to you later.
All right, talk to you later.
Bye.
Bye.
Sorry about that, Sam. I had to take a call.
Oh, me too. Oh my God, we've been on camera this whole time.
Oh, who would have thought?
Well, sorry about that, folks, but you know, we are back and we have a lot of other things that we could talk about. We still got PUBG Mobile Community Nights coming in, brought to you by Super League, and I'm curious to see whether or not we can get some scores up and whether we can see what happened on some of the other events that happened earlier last month.
Here's your recap from the May 15th Super League Community Nights event featuring PUBG Mobile, sponsored by OnePlus.
And I like this aggressiveness coming in from Cassidy, going in for the low members, does get the knock.
Congrats to Goon Cassidy, who scored first place overall in the Top Dogs category with a score of 106 points, winning a OnePlus 8 Pro phone. AVX Quip has Eyes Like a Hawk, scoring 316 overall in the Snipers category, with their teammate AVX Udoka close behind at 313 points. Player number 588683703 came in first place overall in the support category with 13 assists, with Nathan 3Rake running their heart out during the event to finish first in the Track Stars category with a total run distance of 23,511. Is there a doctor in the house? EFG Pixelates came in first place with 2,024 points in the Meta category. GG to all participants, and we'll see you all in the next PUBG Community Nights event on June 5th.
Welcome back into Super League. So it is really cool to be able to see that we've brought these many times to you guys to try to give you things to be able to do when stuck at home. Having these community nights, even though I know a lot of people always enjoyed the aspect of being able to go out and meet new people, still, it's a great way to meet people online, game with people you normally wouldn't be able to game with, as well as get onto the leaderboard, kind of show off your skills, show off your prowess, and try to see what you can accomplish.
It really comes down to whether or not you can play in front of a camera or off camera. Giving both those options gives you all sorts of possibilities. And you know what I saw on there, Magical, that impressed me more than anything? 23,511 meters run for the top track star coming in from May 15th.
That's what I like to see. That's what I like to see. You should always be running. If you are on Erangel, which is going to be our first round, we will be starting with the normal. It's all going to be, for at least for the beginning part of it, it's going to be something that we're all used to, is seeing Erangel. We know the drops. We know how that goes. You drop Zarky, you get the meters run. It's easy peasy, lemon squeezy. But after that, that's where it gets a little bit more complicated on how you're going to be able to go for things like the track star, things like sniper, whatever different kind of points and stripes you want to be able to earn.
I mean, it really comes down to what your strategy is going into the game. Regardless of the map, sure, Miramar and Erangel are going to make it a lot easier to run around a lot. But if you drop in Central, you're going to have a lot fewer options to run around. If you always drop on the outside, whether that's Zarky, whether that's the prison coming in from Miramar, whether that's any of the camps coming in from Sandhawk, it's just about how you decide to manipulate around the map. And even if you're inside the circle, just keep looking for fights. That's all it comes down to.
I mean, that depends. If you just want to get the single point, sure, you look for those fights. But sometimes you're looking for placement. Imagine you're in the top 3. You want to be able to get that additional 22 points if you're like about to be third place. You just wait. You wait for the other two teams to battle it out. You sneak in. You kind of do solid snake style, where you just have the cardboard box on top of you and you're slowly crawling your way into the circle, and nobody notices you because it's a cardboard box. And who would think someone's crawling underneath one?
But the thing is, then you get the exclamation mark coming in from the other team, and you're like, how did I mess this up? What happened? And then you have to try to get them down as fast as possible. But unfortunately, you're out of bullets for your trike darts, and it just becomes a whole mess.
Oh, yeah, that'd be a problem. So we'll see how teams are going to be able to kind of handle themselves coming into this. Erangel, I don't expect any surprises. I expect it to be pretty standard, what we're used to. After that is where especially Sandhawk, going into round 3, the third map that we will see, that's when I expect to see a lot of the strategies change, because you can't just kind of wait it out too easily. Sure, there's a ton of cover because it's right there in the thick of the jungle. It's pretty much the opposite of the problems that Miramar and Vikendi have, where you have a desert and you have a bunch of snow. You're very obvious in those terrains. Jungle, or even just looking at Erangel with the forests, it's easy to blend in. It's easy to kind of camouflage, a lot of cover you can work with. But just because there's a lot of cover doesn't mean it works out so well when everyone's using the same cover.
And especially when everyone's in the same location. Again, you can't avoid that on a map like Sandhawk. You have to look at how quickly am I going to meet people, and how aggressive do I actually want to be in that round 3? Because quite honestly, you're at a map the quarter size of Erangel in order to drop in. That circle going to be real small to start.
So that's why we keep talking about it, because Sandhawk is something that is so different from what everyone's used to with Erangel. Well, for Kendi, sure, it's small, and you only have the snow to be able to work with. A lot less cover than Sandhawk. Sanhok has cover, and you're also in these tight corridors. It's really easy to be able to get yourself caught out from behind, get flanked. Even if you think you have cover, boom, you get pushed out.
Oh, absolutely something to consider. But here's something else you should consider. For round 4 on Vikendi, there's an area called Dino Park.
That is true. That is true. We've been doing our research. So I haven't really actually seen much Vikendi. I'm so used to seeing Erangel. I've played so many times on Miramar. Even Sanhok, I love going over to the Navy Pier, try to get away from everyone to get a lot of good loot. But Vikendi's a map I'm not as familiar with. I'm not as confident in my skills when it comes to this map. Mostly because, 1, it's small, and 2, it's really easy to get spotted out through the snow.
Also, not a fan of snow. Just, I'll throw this out right there.
I thought it was
regardless
sand.
of video game or real life.
I don't like
snow
sand.
just doesn't do it for me.
It's rough. It's coarse. It gets everywhere.
It's none of that.
No, but that's what I'm saying. That's why I don't like
incorrect.
sand. I like snow because it's the opposite.
Oh, okay. I
It's
feel you on
soft,
that.
it's cold, and sure, it gets everywhere, but at least it's comfortable.
And then it goes away.
Yeah!
That's the great thing about
Sand
snow.
doesn't go away.
But like, what's the point of snow, right? If you're just gonna get it
Cold?
and then it melts like a day later, what's the point?
Water.
Like, come on, nature, pick it up.
Okay, I feel like we can have some gripes over a lot of different types of weather, but snow feels like the one that's just the weirdest that you're complaining about. Anyways, we gotta keep moving forward. I hear that Powerbang has a message to deliver to you guys, so let's hear what he's got to say.
What's up, guys? It's Powerbang. I want to give a huge shout out to OnePlus for sponsoring and supporting the Super League Community Nights, where we all play PUBG Mobile with one another. This is happening in a community like yours all around the country. So if you're a Power OnePlus user like me, whether it's on the 7 Pro, the 7T, or even the 7T Pro 5G McLaren that I'm rocking right now, you know OnePlus has you covered. The second I started using one of their devices, the frame drops were gone, the lag was gone, and I was shooting straighter than ever. So big shouts to OnePlus for sponsoring this event, and thanks to them for supporting mobile gamers everywhere.
The game, we're dropping in over Erangel. It's going to be really interesting to see where everyone is dropping to start off on this first round of gameplay. As you can see, it's going to be a south drop right over military base, try to go south to northwest a little bit, but not too much. There's going to probably be a huge population going for Pachinki.
I imagine Pachinki is always going to be contested regardless, but you never know. Some people might decide to go to school instead. Some might go for South Georgia Bowl and crates. I feel like those are all very popular options that have a lot of loot that can be exploited by a team.
As do I, because right now we're seeing how everyone is dropping at the moment. We see Squad 8 right here. Cheeto just kind of, I think, going towards Ferry Pier a little bit. They did drop right over it. Could actually opt to go a little bit south. As you can see, here's the drop that everyone will be able to notice. It's really on the western side, a lot more than I expected it to be. And I'm surprised sometimes even with this, you see a couple of the squads try to go for the long ones like Novo or Milta, because no one's really going to be going there. Yes, Naya, another heavily populated area that not many teams are going to be able to get to right away.
But you know what? You might just see a Zarky drop because this is pretty darn close, Magical. I don't know if anyone's still in the plane. Oh, Squad 19 might be going for it.
Oh,
Squad 2.
2? Come on. Get to Zarky. Get to Zarky. I believe in you. But here's Squad 22. Looks like they're going to be going to apartments right outside of school. A lot of people here, though. Look at how many squads are dropping at school. I see 13, 23, 22. There's a couple more, I think, I saw just outside of the render distance going towards Razhawk. There's going to be a lot of early fighting here.
Oh, for sure. But the apartments outside school, perfectly fine. Just don't manage to step your way into school. Try not to learn any lessons today. As we swap on over to Squad 4, currently outside of Roz. Going to pick up that early dune buggy and get their butts out of there.
That's kind of what I expected. I saw, like I said, I saw a couple squads over here at Rozhawk right outside the render distance, and they are just booking it out of there, saying this is not our fight at all. There are too many teams. That's what happens when you have that kind of drop that's so Western focused. There's only a couple areas that you can all go to. With 88 players in the lobby, now 87, you're going to have to spread out. You got to make sure that you're getting a little bit more wiggle room. As we go over here, we see there is going to be a bit of fighting. 14, 11, and 3, all within this tight area.
Oh, and this is going to be a close one. You already saw Squad 14, I believe it was, had a car ready to snipe out, but not the best area for sniping, as this is urban warfare. You can see Squad 11 trying to get ready. Nice ump pickup with no armor yet, but you know what? You got the weapon.
Umps are great for urban warfare, though, especially with these tight corridors. How they're going to be able to fight here at Georgia Pool, just towards the south end of it. See how they're going to be able to kind of push in towards 14, what they're going to be able to find. Grenade toss in it. How good is a grenade throw coming in from SS? Does it get through the window? No, it does not. Just hitting the wall.
No, but at the same time, you've alerted Squad 3 to your presence. You saw that SS was the only person looking down that south direction. Everyone else trying to keep tabs on Squad 3. So now they know they're in the middle. Squad 11 has to really be careful how they play this.
Look at this. Having the Micro Uzi. Unique Milky Way. Trying to push in. Trying to find someone who might have been pushed out a little too far. Especially with an up. And look at that. Level 3 helmet. Level 2 vest. Sure, just having the Micro Uzi, but you're going to be able to rush in somewhere and not get knocked too quickly and maybe be able to get a couple of kills yourself.
Oh, for sure. You have so many options available to you. You have your team to kind of pincer in towards Squad 14. The question is whether or not you decide to go that direction, as Squad 3 seems to be in the sights of Unique Milky Way.
Yeah, just right there on the... a weird way to say it, but the north part of southern Georgia Pool. As it is going to be Squad 11 kind of sandwiched in the middle of 13 and 14, just a little off to the side is 14. We're kind of nearby where Unique Milky Way was. I think Unique Milky Way was looking for a flank onto 14, but has been spotted out. A couple shots going to come through from 14.
Oh, no.
He's going to be clipped here. Oh, Vader almost going down there. Having the SKS, looking for the shots. Hypno, able to at least keep Quip here, pushed back in.
Quip not going to be deterred for very long as Squad 14 pushing into this building might just go down, but look at that Unique Milky Way, so very low. NX Jackie might just get it. No, doesn't find it yet.
Not yet. I'm trying to get through the smokes. Unique Milky Way doing a great job at just dodging away from these bullets and keeping them at bay. All of them chasing in. They can't see through the smoke. They fired blindly and got nobody, but there it is. Going to be able to heal up, pushes in. Micro Uzi, not enough. Unique Milky Way going to be killed off by 14.
And that's just what happens when you split up from your team. You can see Squad 11 and Squad 3 on the minimap in the top right, about to engage on each other, with Squad 14 just waiting in the wings with a full 4-man ready to collapse.
As the other members of Squad 11 having lost Unique Milky Way now, trying to regroup themselves, get closer together. Quip will be able to get back towards SS, able to see what they can find. They know where 14 is because they know where Unique Milky Way had died. They are put down by 3, who are all held up inside this house.
They're held up inside the house. They are currently surrounded. You can see Adam trying to get on the outside, maybe find some cover, and then smoke out to make sure that everything is safe against Squad 14.
Just putting down a little bit of cover at the moment, trying to push in. Knows 14 was on the other side of the road, so Adam will be able to heal up. Not wanting to push any further. Sees, ooh, there you got Squad 11 kind of on the balcony looking for Adam as well, but they don't know exactly where Adam is. He's just going to heal up for some time before looking for the fight.
And again, this is Squad 11. They just lost Unique Milky Way. They can't be going for these giant fights against 4-man squads, otherwise they're going to find themselves in a really bad position.
No, not unless they can find a pick. They got to find someone who's caught away from the team or hope that they can get a quick snipe and then dodge back into cover. SS trying to at least play mind games, constantly swapping buildings, but without the team to swap with you, you could get caught out like Unique Milky Way did.
But so far, Squad 3 content to stay in their building. I should mention, they are on the opposite side of the map from the circle, Alex. The circle is definitely an eastern one, centering in around, I believe that's Prison, while everything in Georgia Bowl completely outside.
Especially because this was a western drop, and the fact that the circle going on the exact opposite side of the map means there's going to be a lot of movement, but we jump immediately to see Silver get knocked down here. Squad 2 fighting, trying to see what they can get against Squad 19. As Lord knows someone's nearby, heard the footsteps, all the while Royce is trying to push back towards the teammate to be able to help them out and get Silver back up.
Royce trying his best to move on in. This is the Zarky fight that you were looking for, Alex. Both teams trying to win that Track Star award by starting in the top left corner of the map. But right now, Team 2 seems to have the advantage as Squad 19 going to be locked into that building.
Both these teams learning that Zarky is the way to victory, but right now Squad 2 having a difficult time fighting back against 19. They didn't expect to have any competition at Zarky. Not many people do, so they weren't ready for this. You can see XNX right there, looking for the pick onto Lord, but Lord just playing wisely, waiting, knowing that that would have been a bad fight at the moment, but will he be able to push out of the house? But here comes XNXX, being able to get the drop onto Lord, get the knock. Only two members are still alive for Squad 2, but they are so low, they're about to bleed out.
They are very, very close, but you could see Canola Boy feeling confident, is firing on the Squad 19, but gets knocked himself. Unfortunate gunplay.
Only Royce remains now with a micro Uzi and a heavily damaged level 2 vest. This is looking like a terrible fight. They know where Royce is inside of this little shack. It's so difficult to get out. Lord and Silver have both been executed by Squad 19. Only having Canola Boy alive still. Waiting it out. Looks for the shots with the micro Uzi, but it's going to be much better coming in from XNXX. Being able to get the kill and finishing off Squad 2, the Kings of Zarki.
Dare I say, that was a savage performance getting in from Squad 19, but let's cut on over to Squad 18, currently engaged with Squad 4. Looks like Hitman is taking the worst for the wear inside a shack. We've seen this situation before, Alex, and it is not good for Squad 18.
I've definitely been in this place before. Higher than the streets. I forget the rest of the words. I wish I knew that. I was so close. I know. I used to know that song very well. I know Gas, Gas, Gas a little bit better.
That's a great song, but unfortunately we have to switch on over to J-Pax, who is trying to crush on over to Squad 4. You can see Mercy on the roof, does get shots and gets the knock.
Nicely done by Mercy, using the rooftop to be able to get 18. Only Hitman now being up, trying to save the team, but they're all outside and someone's on the roof. Here comes the push in from Squad 4. Hitman, not sure where everyone is. Knows one person's on the roof, but there's going to be the push coming in from Squad 4. JP, right inside the house, using that knowledge, saying, hey, there's someone right here. Gets the execute that they need to, but we jump over to 25 versus 24 because there's more fighting all over the place.
And in case you were wondering, Hitman did go down, so Squad 18 is eliminated from this round. That's going to mean we switch on over to Squad 25 versus 24, the fated duel of the 20s, as we do see Alex and HK Drip trying to move on in, but they are completely in the worst position against the circle.
And look at that. You can see the play zone starting to push in. Ronan looking for the shots onto Alex, but not going to be able to land anything onto 24. Bad boy mess right here, but the shots coming in from Alex onto Ronan. Was able to get him pretty low, trying to use the frag, but now has to switch it back out. Probably has to heal up. All the while, you can see here, 223 getting a couple shots with the dinner plate, but not going to be able to get the shots onto anybody to land.
It's looking pretty dire here for Squad 24. They're trying to push in, but Ronan just has the advantage, is able to just scout out his opponents on Squad 24, and they're moving in themselves, not getting the shots they need.
Right.
As I say that.
As you say it, Ronan goes down to Alex. The head popped out. The shots came in. We jump back over to South Georgia Pool against 11 and 3. It looks like 14 lost the battle. Completely out of the fight now. As 3 Quip here. Looking for Adam, looking for the shots, but not able to find them just yet.
You can notice Quip is very far away from his teammates. Squad 11, they have the range, but I don't know that they have the weapons to deal with this range, because Squad 3, they'll try to push in, and I don't know that Quip is ready for a 3-man push.
All right, you underestimate the power of the SKS as well as this, the M4 for SS. Trying to see what they can use. Quip even has a barrel to be able to work with. Trying to push in, knows that they're trying to res Chemin, but Adam going to be able to get the drop onto Quip and get the knock that they needed to. 11, like you said, Quip was nowhere near the team.
And now back to Squad 24. They're still fighting against 25. It looks like they have pushed into the building looking for the last member, and that will be the find. That will be the fight, and Bad Boy gets the final kill.
Nicely done by Squad 24, being able to win North Georgia Pool, but we go back to South Georgia Pool. 3 and 11 are still battling. Even though they've lost 2 members on the side of 11, they're going to be able to fight back and get the kill that they need to win out Southern Georgia Pool.
Udelka coming in hot on the backside of that fence, able to just come around the corner, get the shots that he needed. Didn't even lose much health, so that must have been a huge surprise to Squad 3.
Exactly, but we are not done with battling. It looks like there's been members of 14 who left the battle, only having Regulatos here, fighting against 13. 1 versus 3, but 1 has been knocked. That's Spooky. Xiaomi and Izzy still fighting back, but it's going to be Regulatos getting a lot of damage on Xiaomi, but not going to be able to get the knock that they need to. Regulatos still using this rock. There's going to be the knock onto 1. Looking for another 1v3. God legend, Regulatos.
Wow, Regulatos able to win that one out. He was so outnumbered, he was so outgunned, but used that rock to its full advantage. Could I call him Toph because he is the best bender of bullets and earth.
I like how you phrased that. That was really well done, but as we were saying before, the fighting has not stopped. Nobody is giving up that easily. As we go over to Pachinki, we didn't get to really see the fights earlier, but it's going to be 20 versus 1. A couple shots from a long range with the ump from Clade. Wasn't able to get too much, especially from that distance. It's so difficult. You had to switch to this barrel if you actually want to be able to get any real damage onto Squad 1.
And Clyde with the scope might just be able to get a lot of work done here. Squad 1 in a very bad position. As I say that, the other 2 members are flanking around to try to help their tractor-bound friends, and that might just be enough to get rid of Clyde's pressure.
Might be, but that's the thing. It's so difficult to be able to get out of where they are. They're behind this tractor in a wide open field. No real cover to be able to work with. You can see Suleiman already working with the house to be able to put them in. Same with Ree here. Sees 2 members. Sees Anubis and Sergeant over there. Kind of cut away. Oh, but there's the car. Not going to be able to get the shot you needed to get the knock on Anubis. Anubis immediately goes into the shed.
And Anubis, now with the scope of his own, might just be able to get some shots on this M16, I believe that is, and maybe swing the fight around to his favor. But Squad 1 for now trying to dip out as fast as they can.
They're trying to. It's like I said, it's so hard when you're caught in a field. Wide open fields of Pachinki. As you see one drop, good shot comes in from Squad 1 to be able to at least get 1. But Clade's still pushing up pretty far with the AWP. Going to get a couple shots onto 2, but not going to be enough to get a drop onto Batman yet. They still have him pinned behind this tractor. The shot's in. That's the barrel damage that you need. This is why you switch to it in these longer fights to be able to actually get the knocks and drops.
And that's going to be Clay just cleaning up against this open field. The smokes don't even matter at this point. He picks a direction, and that's where they are. Squad 1 now in the worst possible circumstance. The res tries to come through, but that's a double elimination for Clay.
That's what I was talking about. You had a tractor to work with, nothing else besides a couple of brushes here and there. This is why so many teams do not want to fight in these wide open fields of Pachinki. They want to stay within the city balance because now you only have 1 remaining for Squad 1. Anubis already got knocked before. The other member just ditched the fight completely and is going to leave Anubis to die here and give the loot over to Ree.
Well, he almost got ran over, but did manage to get himself up on the roof. It's not going to matter, though. Squad 20 knows where he is, and that's going to be that with a free vehicle donation, Alex.
You love to see that if you're Squad 20, and hate to see it if you're Squad 1. Only one member was able to live, completely bailed out of the fight into Pachinki. This gives Squad 20 a lot of free loot that they're going to be able to secure for themselves, and should be able to go back to Pachinki to loot even further.
But now let's take a look at Squad 21, who's currently moving in, trying to get inside the circle. Still out in a little bit of an uncomfortable valley north of Milta. Not quite sure if this is where they want to be, but it looks like they have a vehicle waiting for them in the back. Hopefully it's big enough for 4. Otherwise, it's going to be in a lot of trouble.
Look at that. You were talking about how it's centered on prison before, but the second circle now centering onto the abandoned power plant at Milta. Not the actual power plant, but the abandoned one. That's going to force so many teams over to this side. And since it was a western drop on the initial plane, look, you can see how everyone's had to move. Everyone's had to grab these vehicles. Sure, it's only the first and second circle. It's not going to do that much damage to you. You should be able to heal up through it. It still means that you don't have a good position to be able to fight back once you do even get close to the circle.
Not in the slightest. And unfortunately for Squad 20, that helicopter, not operational. So they are going to have to move around, try to find a vehicle for themselves, and hopefully get into a good position on the eastern side of the map. You can see they have found the US. That will help out quite a bit. And hopefully they'll be able to land somewhere that they don't run into too many other people.
Yeah, see, I was just thinking about the helicopter and like, if only they were mechanics and being able to fix that. Imagine you grab the helicopter and then just... Sure, you'd be able to hear it a mile away, but you use that to get yourself in a completely different position that nobody else is at. That'd be really cool.
That would be really cool. Unfortunately, it would also be a little hard to balance, as when you're airborne, it's a lot harder to shoot you than if you're not.
Well, I think how you'd balance it is you make it so that the hip spray is all you could do for your guns, and it'd be really inaccurate. So it's like, you can't, it's not, even like with a car, it's pretty inaccurate when you try to shoot out of it already. Not horribly inaccurate, but more inaccurate than just regular hip fire. So you make it so you can't scope in on a helicopter, and it's a huge, like a massive increase on the hip spray.
That would make sense to me, but you know what? It's just not in the game quite yet. Maybe in the next patch, we'll see something unique. But until then, Squad 20, they're going to be rolling right into the circle. Squad 21 in their way, but I'm curious whether or not they're aware of the remaining members of Squad 21.
It does seem that they're not just yet. They are going to park up. They saw an open door or two. They see the bike there. They know people have been inside of these houses. They don't really want to be able to fight just yet. They need to be able to actually push into these houses, secure them. Of course, nobody's there. We know this knowledge, but they don't.
You also have to consider how close this is to the edge of the circle. This is unlikely to be the location of the next circle, which, as you can see, it has moved in just a little bit. So both squads 20 and 21 will have to move from their current position. They are firing, But for now, we're going to cut over to squad 15, who has all 4 members, still able to do quite a bit.
Here comes Clade, pushing in onto squad 21. They're just within the first circle. They see that the second circle isn't too far from them either, so it means that it's going to be very slow moving. This fight is the perfect time to take against squad 21 because you know you don't have to worry about that third play zone actually doing damage just yet, as 15 does spot out squad 19, but they decide not to engage on the fight, instead trying to get a better position.
Probably the smart thing to do for now. They know the other squad has a vehicle, and squad 15, they want to get high ground as much as possible because otherwise they won't be able to use the long range that they've acquired at this point in the game.
Oh, when the shot's in, Clade gets dropped as we swapped over. Razor had those sniper skills coming in as Saliman looking for Ghost of Sparta, who had already got knocked prior, looking for the shots on to Mohit. Looks for it, gets it knocked. Nicely done with the arm.
Wow, just one shot and done. That's going to be the power of the crate weapon. As you see, squad 20 trying to get the res onto Clade, might just be able to get it, but squad 21, they're still 4 strong. I believe 1 is knocked, but they can get him back up as soon as they have the chance.
Actually, I do believe that's the M24. I think I misspoke on that one.
Okay,
looking at it a little closer, the Alm and M24 do look, at least that version of it, look very similar. So I just have to make sure I get it right. But it does seem that either way, it's still a very powerful sniper rifle to be able to use. You get a headshot, you're immediately down unless you have a level 3 helmet. And even then, you're probably going to lose it.
It's unlikely to keep it, as we do see squad 21 trying to fight back. I like this positioning from Ghost of Sparta, trying to move around the house instead of staying trapped inside. This is a mistake that many teams make, saying that, hey, it's a house, we can stay inside and we're going to be safe. Not the case. You got to be moving around, and you got to get positioning as advantageous as possible.
I also liked what Razor did there. Third-person perspective gives you unique tools to be able to work with when you're behind cover to get information on when your opponents are moving. You can see the shots coming in from the Nemesis, who did something similar onto Salaiman, but wasn't actually able to get the shots necessary to get either a down or even threaten Salaiman, who feels much more confident having that sniper rifle, being able to be in a great position to see every single window of the house. But squad 1, where'd you come from?
Squad 1 just trying to jump into the fight. Not the best time. That's going to be a vehicle explosion kill. Not that we see that very often. Squad 1 eliminated from the game.
They lost the fight earlier at Pachinki. They lose the fight now. It's unfortunate that it was a vehicle explosion. 21 are like, I'll take the free point, sure, and then we'll bail out of this fight. We're not in a good position. We didn't have the high ground. We need to be able to relocate and then fight against 20.
And now squad 20, let's cut back to see what they're doing, because they're trying to get inside the house. I believe they heard the car that was driving away, so they might have a suspicion.
They might know, but it is also a thing that could be used as a bait. They're playing this one wisely. I always respect teams when they do that, but let's take another look at where the circle is, where it had been pinpointed onto abandoned military, the Milta power plant before. Now it is actually located onto Milta. Not many teams drop there, and you can see, look at the movement from everyone, having to relocate, all because the circle just has been all over the place, just like chasing their own tail. It's just not working out.
I want to talk about Squad 15 because we've only seen them on minimap glimpses, and from what I've seen, they were north of the river, they were north of Yasnaya, and they've just managed to make their way all the way around the river through Mansion and now into the circle. I feel like if they weren't in a car, they would have easily won track stars.
I think so too. That's the thing. Cars, they don't count for running. Ask anybody. Oh, you ran 5 miles? Oh, cool. Yeah, I did it in my Toyota. That doesn't work that way. You got to actually get out and run if you want to get the exercise, get the track star, and get the stripe earned.
Are you trying to say that my ankles aren't currently ridiculously ripped right now? Because I gotta tell you, when you drive enough, your ankles really start to feel the burn.
So wait, are you like Fred Flintstone or something? Are you just...
Yabba dabba do.
You're pushing the car with your own legs? Is that what you're telling me?
No, I'm pushing down the pedal. I like to weight the pedal as well. You know, give it at least 30 pounds of force. No one else can drive my car, which that's a bonus.
I mean, yes, it is your car. I'd hope that'd be the case. But right now, Squad 15, jump into Squad 20. They even see that Squad 8 was there off the horizon, but they actually really wanted to be able to get the drop onto Squad 20. They're within the similar buildings. Clade got knocked down here by Dweet. Dweet will be able to get one Sulaimon inside the house. Having the sniper rifle, not going to be good. Used for close quarter combat. Clade will be finished off by Dweet.
And that will mean Dweet and Squad 15 currently have 3 members versus, I believe, the 2 coming out for Squad 20. Do they have the options available, though? There's the fight, 1v1. Rokaya trying to get in, but he's Molotov.
Nice,
That's the bad position.
That was a beautiful molly coming in to be able to get that drop, but they have to be careful. Salamian, they get another one on Rhea. Dweet being the only member now. Still up for squad 15. Trying to get the flank. Will be able to get the shots, but it cannot get enough. It's squad 20 getting retribution for their teammate.
Squad 20 just out of control there. An amazing Molotov to light 2 on fire and force the positions out of the house. Amazing play and amazing use of cover.
As we jump over to squad 8 here. Cheeto having a little bit of a good position on his squad 17, but wasn't able to get any shots. Sees Daddy on top of the roof, looks for the sniper shot, decides to back off with the SLR. Will to get one onto Daddy, but not going to be able to get any more. Dodd inside of the house, making sure that they can at least get some fire back. Cheeto doing a good job here at making sure to keep 2 members pinned down.
And Cheeto, just 1 weapon. As you said, keeping 2 down means Squad 17 has to rethink their options. They have to go outside the house, and they have to use all the cover around them. They also know that they're against a sniper rifle, which really takes away their options here. What can they do? Poke out? Not going to happen.
You can see Daddy even realizing that too. Dodd gonna be taking a couple shots. There's the drop coming in from Cheeto. Dodd had no idea where Cheeto was, and it allows the SLR damage to come through, as Daddy will have to descend the stairs to be able to save the teammate.
And it's looking like this is a Milta circle, so everyone trying to get into this urban warfare, the eastern side, where Squad 21 currently engaged with Squad 24. Bad Boy looks like is going to be finished off, and Squad 24 in a really bad spot against Squad 21 and 19.
I was about to say, here comes 19 over the hill. Squad 4 not too far either. They're on the other side of the road of Milta. They might want to join the fight, but Nemesis does get the kill confirmed on a mess. Razor will fall to Savage as well. The fighting continues non-stop here now that we've pushed into urban warfare from this long drawn-out circle that forced so many of the players to have to run. Nemesis trying to get the drop onto Drip, but it is going to be Drip just outside of the house, waiting it out.
And it's looking like Squad 21 is on the aggressive. They know that there can't be many left from Squad 24. They see them. They're going to drop him immediately. Squad 21 with the victory. Going to be Nemesis, I believe, getting that final kill.
It was Nemesis, I believe, with the micro Uzi. We switch over to Wicho, who sees there's a couple of members of 17 still far out. They were able to get a couple knocked onto 17, but couldn't confirm any of the kills, so they are having to rethink their strategy now that the circle continues to push them further into Milta.
And I like this. Get in the vehicle, try to drive them out of the house, and make them think that they are going somewhere else. But Squad 8 very much still on the hunt. Squad 20 driving into Squad 17, that is not ideal right now. And that might just solve Squad 8's problem.
It might allow Squad 8 to be able to push in, but 17 don't take too many shots at 20 as they pass by. We still have 7 teams, 24 people alive, and we're pushing into a tight circle in Milta. This is going to be interesting. We see another car explosion get 2 kills on the kill feed.
Not like this.
Not like this indeed, but look at this view. I love this. 8, 9, 17, all within this tight area.
It's a very small urban area. It looks like there's a lot of open space as well, so hills to take advantage of, various grasses to try to camouflage in, and these buildings, the most crucial part of this whole last circle, is going to be what it comes down to, Alex. Whether they can use it or whether they can get the shots, that's all that matters.
See, I think we have 3 teams on this side of the circle, 3 teams on the other side, all fighting with one another. As we do see a couple more knocks, Squad 8 Cheeto is trying to get towards Sakar to be able to get the res that they need to keep the team alive. They have all 4 members still alive right now, but they're still caught in combat against Squad 9 here. Cobra and Galaxy have them pinned and are trying to see if they can molly them out.
Wicho does manage to get the revive, so at the very least they have vehicles, they have heals. They should have the ability to get out of this situation if they want, but the shots come in from Cobra, and that's going to be half health on Kambu.
Kambu made a peek, got him punished for it immediately.
Now, Cobra getting greedy, trying to engage multiple sides at the same time. Squad 17 also just out in the open on this beach, not where they want to be.
No, but Daddy is now stuck outside of the circle, and this is a late circle, so it is going to be a confirmed kill coming in for Thicky. And Sakara was able to get another kill and a knock onto Dodd. All the while, 17 still stuck here on the beach. The circle continues to push them in. It's going to be fast moving. Couple more grenades here, but look at this. We have it right in Milta. Everyone is going to be able to hold up in a house. Thicky died to the play zone, and that is going to be one more person out of the fight. All the while, Sakura getting so much damage on Squad 17 who wanted to push in with the UAZ.
Sakurai getting so many shots there with the dinner plate. You have to imagine how difficult this is for Squad 17. They thought they could drive in. They thought they had the cover, but they did not because they are surrounded on all sides inside this circle.
JP I think only member of Squad 4 alive still, holding on to that mini 14, trying to wait it out, get the points for everybody. Sakari does see that Squad 17 is trying to go across. Sakari, though. That is so unfortunate. Got the buggy, immediately knocked out of it, and killed afterwards.
That's just what happens when you get too greedy and move too quickly. But now Galaxy trying to play this slow himself as he snipes onto Squad 17. One of 2 squads that's currently inside the circle.
That is the incredible thing, is that we've been pushed so randomly across the map with the circle. We all were on the west coast, then we had to move to the east coast, then we had to move back to Milta, and now we're moving to the beaches with less cover than they thought they had to work with. 17, the team that looked like they were at the worst for wear, are the ones in one of the best positions with Squad 4.
But at the same time, the grenades are going to start coming out, and that's when they have to worry. They only have this shed for cover. They've used up some smokes. They have a little bit of fence, but that's not going to help against the siege that's going to come in from Squad 9 or 8.
Squad 9, 8, and 10. They're all trying to see if they can push into the circle, because this is now when it starts to do damage. Having the MK14 at least put a little bit of suppressing fire onto Squad 8 and makes it more difficult for them to be able to get in the circle. As they drive in, they're taking shots while they go. Briscoe took a lot of shots as well. We'll have to heal up, but Squad 10 goes right into Squad 4. It's an open fire, open killing spree coming in for them. They drove into a massacre. JP easily annihilates them with Squad 4. Squad 10, that was disastrous.
Not the right position, but what can you do in that situation? There's still 6 teams alive when they drove in. They had to take that risk, and unfortunately, it did not pay off for them as the circle gets even smaller, and only team, I believe that was 10, got eliminated.
Only Squad 10, and 17 being the only squad in the circle as well. I think that a couple more are just on the outskirts of it. They will have to continue to push in, as 21 just kind of hanging out on the sideline, waiting it out, hoping that everyone else is going to die so they can work for points for the team.
This could be Squad 21 trying to go for the south side of the circle where no one is. As you can see, 8, 9, 17 are all just kind of in this mess together in the northwest side of the circle, and eventually that's going to boil over to something unbelievable in terms of action.
And where first was a 3-way fight, now is a 4. Here's JP pushing in. Camdu nearly taking the shots from the MK14 out of JP, but they're going to regroup, knowing they are sandwiched. They're put in a horrible position. The grenade is going to be able to get any knocks. It might be able to get the damage onto Cheeto. It will only be onto Cobra instead, who gets launched, barely holding on to any health. Another grenade comes out. I wonder who's going to be able to get the kill on, if anybody at all.
It's looking like no one got the brunt of that. Look, the indoors definitely helping out a lot, but JP in a prime position to fire on any of these squads trying to get in the circle. Squad 9, I think, are in the worst position possible inside that shed. They are just going to be completely collapsed on once that circle starts to close.
I'm focused on Razor right now. Squad 21, the sneaky moves we were talking about before, is crawling in, has the best position of everyone, because everyone's now going to have to go into this open corridor, not going to be able to use the high grass to be able to dodge away from everyone. Razor might actually be able to win this 1v all.
This is the smartest move anyone has ever done in PUBG Mobile Community Nights. Look at the shots coming in. He doesn't actually get anyone and reveals his position. The big brain just shrunk down.
Razor, you had to wait it out. You needed to wait until they started pushing into you, because now your spot, and you're no longer the one with the circle. It is pushed away from you. Sakari tried to push into Squad 4, gets knocked for it, and dies because of it. Even though Sakari is right there, will finally get executed. Cobra on the other side was able to get a couple shots onto JP, who wants to be able to get over the wall and save the teammate.
But it's so close. That is literally right next to the circle. If you move at all, you are going to get damaged. Squad 4, they do have some advantage here. Squad 21, unfortunately, did go down to that blunder earlier on, and Squad 17 has the high ground.
Only 2 teams remain. 17 versus 4. 3 versus 2 right now. This is nearly even, with the high ground going over to Squad 17, but the circle going to neither. They will eventually have to push into one another in this very open corridor in Milta.
But here come the smokes, and this is what's going to decide the battle, is how you use vision as best as you can. Squad 17, they only have a burning Jeep as cover. Squad 4, they are moving up there, trying to make the aggressive play. You can see Squad 17 not ready for this.
MK14 in hand for JP. Wants to be able to get Viper and Smith, but they're still behind the burning Jeep wreckage. Criminal going to be able to get the push as well. trying to see if they can smoke out 17. They've gotten a good push into them. They get the damage, but it's going to be the knock coming in from Viper. On to 1, but here comes more. Mercy's going to go down. 17. 1v1. A miracle. Only Criminal is alive. It's going to be Smith getting a little bit of damage on to Criminal, but not going to be enough. 1v1. They're both so low. It's down to the wire, and it goes over to 17.
Wow, all coming down to the wire there, Alex. It was literally a 1v1 at the end. You usually see a squad with so much advantage, but there, with those circles, it couldn't happen.
That was wild right there. The fact that is 1v1 at the bitter end, both of them on a sliver of health. It really was about who was going to push in first and who had the better advantage. Unfortunately for Criminal, tried to push in to Smith, but Smith read that like a book, waited it out, had the flank on him, and got the knock to win the game for the team.
Just very good play overall. Ultimately, it came down to how to use the circle and the high ground, and Squad 14, they just got a little too aggressive and a little too unlucky to make that work.
It did. So this is who got 1, 2, and 3. Squad 17, like I said, Smith being the MVP for the team. Sure, only 4 kills, but they got the 30 points for everyone on the squad, while Squad 4, they held on to the bitter end, but unfortunately, even though they had so many kills, look at that, a total for the team of 13 kills, but it's only a second place finish.
It's still a lot of kills, and ultimately the points as the night continues to go with multiple rounds do start to add up. This one round, an unfortunate second place finish, but that's still a silver cup. You'll take that.
But here we go. We have our 1+ replays for everyone to see. My favorite, the Battle of Zarki, that Squad 19 was able to win out at. It's a fun battle to watch them go back and forth for, because whoever sees a Zarki fight.
I feel like at Community Nights we do more often than anyone else in the world, Magical, just because you're here and because the crowd, the players, I should say, are really trying to play to you.
Well, they also want to get the track stars, my man. They want to get the track stars, but we jump over to Squad 11, who are able to win out there. They got a lot of damage on Squad 3. I like that play, the jump shoot immediately. Wasn't ready for it and allowed Squad 11, even though they lost Quip and Unique Milky Way, to still win the battle. But now we jump over 20 versus 21. Where it, again, is just really close battling between everyone. This is probably one of the closest competition we've seen at the Community Nights.
And it's looking like Squad 20 is going to win this one out. They have all the advantage, but ultimately Squad 21 gets away. Let's swap on over to the beautiful Molotov that just ended the careers of Squad 15.
That was so good. That Molly. Normally you see Molly's more used, to try to push people out of position, to try to see if you can get a flank on them, but it got so much damage and then pushed them out of the position as well that there's no time to react for Squad 15, but we jump into the final fight between 4 and 17.
And you have to think about what's going through your head at this moment. You know you have the 1v1, you know there's only limited amounts of cover. Criminal versus Smith, just incredible amounts of patience coming in from both these players, but it was the aggressive action of Squad 17 that managed to win the day.
Gets them the win, gets them the 30 points for all 4 of them, and will definitely put them towards the top of the top dogs. But like we said, there's multiple rooms going on at one time. So when we do eventually get to the leaderboard, it might look a little bit different than you'd think initially. It might be more spread out.
You might also see a number of players that were not in this game. Again, we just have multiple lobbies. We won't be able to stream all of them simultaneously, but as we get further into the night, you should see the same names popping up on all these leaderboards.
Exactly. You'll probably be able to see them. So when we do eventually get to be able to see the leaderboards, when we get to see who's got the top stripes, we'll talk about exactly where those came from. Because like we said, top dogs, we already know Squad 17 going to be towards the top of that one, especially for Smith having gotten 4 kills. But that's actually, for a first place finish, one of the lower end of kills we've seen for Community Nights. Usually the top place team gets a lot of kills for everyone.
More often than not, but honestly, it's just about who can find the most fights, because Squad 4, they found constant amounts of fights, and I believe JP, who was top of Squad 4, had 28 points. That's almost as much as a first place, Magical.
It was just 2 away. It was 2 away from being able to get the same score that I believe Daddy and not Viper, it was Dodd got on for Squad 17. That's how close it was.
It was very, very close, but ultimately it comes down to who can possibly get in the most fights and who can win out in those tense 1v1 situations. And honestly, Magical, this is just round 1. So we have to think about the mental of these players as they go into the next round, as they start going to these different maps.
That's what I was about to say. I'm like, that's where it's going to be really interesting to see, because you might have had a bad time on Erangel, but maybe you understand Miramar a little bit better, or Sanhok, or Vikendi. That's where you can have a more unique strategy, or it will also test the limits of our top place teams that they're not as comfortable on these new maps, or maybe they're just as comfortable. It doesn't matter the map. They still have the mechanics to be able to win.
It's very much down to who can get the better mechanics. If you can shoot better, it doesn't matter what map you're on. You're going to be able to win a lot more fights.
So actually, I do kind of want to bring that up now that we've talked about it a little bit. So we look at the strategies for different maps and what we expect. We already talked about Sanhok and Vikendi being smaller maps, but Miramar is not quite the same size, but nearly the same size as Erangel. Yet we saw a lot of early fighting here on Erangel. Do we expect to see that on Miramar?
I feel like Miramar opens itself up less to that early fighting. I feel like as the game goes on, there's a lot of like people trying to commute across the map and then getting picked off as it goes on. But early on, you're just trying to find one of the few posts that you're looking for, one of the small towns, because the towns, except for the central Los Lobos, are really just really small and don't allow for a lot of teams.
That's the thing. It's pretty much, unless it's Los Leones, every town is small. Sure, San Martin is centralized. A lot of people like to go there, and Hacienda, but they aren't really the best because they're not all spread out and have loot everywhere you can look. Sure, and you kind of expect like a Pachinki kind of deal. Everyone wants to drop in the central location. It's like how school works too. Hacienda works a very similar way. Everyone wants to try to go to this because they kind of do want to be able to get those early kills. They want to try to see if they can have these early fights.
It's really important just to try to get some kills early on, try to get your place on the scoreboard a little more cemented, but at the same time, you have to think about survival. You have to think about what you're going to do for the late game and whether or not those circles are going to favor you, because if you're not moving into the circle, well, you saw what happened last game. Definitely a lot of fighting that could have been avoided or could have been in a more advantageous position.
Indeed it is. It's definitely an interesting thing to kind of theorize about how these different maps are going to be able to work for the teams. As you can see, going back over to the leaderboard, who won in that first round on Erangel, squad 17, with Smith getting 4 kills, so sitting at 34 points. But looking at rank 2, you see that JP getting 6 kills, like you mentioned before, Sam, nearly had the same amount of points as Daddy and Dodd.
It's very close, but ultimately it comes down to how you're going to do after multiple rounds. This round 1 looked pretty good for them. I think this team has the ability to do this again. I just want to see their comfort on the next few maps.
As do I. I do want to see the comfort on what's going to be able to work for teams, what's going to be able to kind of change around for them and the strategies they want to go for. But it's just really interesting because we've never had this before. We've never had this different style. It's always been Erangel, El Clasico, go for the same cut standard dry that we're used to for so long, and trying to see what people are going to go for will be very interesting. But right now, we're going to toss it to a break. I actually had a chance to be able to talk with one of the PUBG Mobile Pro League players. I got to talk with Zotai before in an interview. He plays for Omen Elite, so let's hear from him. Hello, welcome in. I'm here with Zute of Omen Elite. It's awesome having you in here, and I really just want to have everyone get to know you a little bit better, Kevin. So introduce yourself and how you are in PUBG Mobile, what you play.
So yeah, I play PUBG Mobile. I've been playing it since it came out, to be honest. Yeah, so I've been playing since it came out, and I've been competing since the very first tournament ever rolled out for PUBG Mobile also.
That's awesome. All the way back to the OG squad, right at the beginning. That's awesome. So you've seen the entire journey of how PUBG Mobile has really transformed, and now we have the PUBG Mobile Pro League coming up. So what are your thoughts on that?
PUBG Mobile Pro League. I'm excited. I'm looking forward to it. It was supposed to be a LAN tournament. Of course, due to the coronavirus and everything, it got set back into an online tournament. But I have to say, like, my most favorite part of all these tournaments is just getting to be able to play in person and meet like all the other competitors.
That is a really cool thing about a lot of these, is being able to meet people. And unfortunately, with the given circumstances, there's only so much people can do. But I kind of want to hear about your team a little bit more. You're part of Omen Elite, and you've been a part of them for quite some time now. So how has this team really been able to transform over your tenure with them?
Yeah, so when Omen Elite joined PUBG Mobile, I was a part of that. I was basically, I'm currently actually the longest standing member of the original roster. And right now, over the years. There's, of course, with any competitive team, there's been a lot of ups and downs. There's a lot of things we had to break through. But Omen Elite, like the management and the staff has been great this whole entire time. It's really great working with my boss, I guess I could say, even though it really doesn't feel like he's my boss. I got to meet him a few times at a couple of the LAN tournaments. Easygoing guy. Shout outs to Shane. But yeah, Omen Elite right now, we're looking really strong, and I'm feeling good.
So then that was going to be the final thing that I was going to ask you before tossing it off was, what are your thoughts of how Omen Elite are going to do in the PUBG Mobile Pro League?
And the PUBG Mobile Pro League, so we only need top 6 at this stage to move on to the next stage. I'm feeling pretty confident we'll get around top 3. We played a lot of practice matches over the course of almost around 60 games or so, and we came in second overall when we tallied up all the points. So I'm feeling confident.
There you go. I love to hear it. Thank you, Zute, for joining in for the interview. It was great talking to you.
All right. Thank you. Appreciate it, man.
OnePlus's new phone, the OnePlus 8.
Bro, this thing feels so good.
It's basically like I'm playing on smooth graphics. This looks like PC PUBG right here.
Lines like butter. True 120 hertz gameplay.
You're
insane.
Welcome back into Super League Community Nights featuring PUBG Mobile and brought to you by our awesome OnePlus. They gave awesome phones to us so that we could be able to show off how cool they are, as well as be able to bring more PUBG Mobile to you guys. Round 1 concluded. Squad 17 was able to pick up a narrow victory here on the stream. I've never seen it that down to the wire at the bitter end.
It was just Smith just outplaying in the very slightest fashion possible. Literally a 1v1 situation. Neither were at full health. It was just who can make the aggressive move, and it turns out Squad 17 had the aggression.
And they got the 30 points as well as 4 additional points for Smith. Though, props out to Squad 4, barely edging out, getting second place, and even saw that still they almost were able to have one of their players get tied up with Dot and Daddy. But this is where we have to talk about the scoring and the placement, how that works. You get 30 points for first place. This is why even though Dot and Daddy didn't get a single kill, they still get 30 points because their squad was able to win.
And not only that, but they were very close to JP, who got 28 points for the 6 kills that he got. So very close to the first place squad off just this first round. And so we have 3 more to play. You have to think about how are you going to make these performances consistent? How are you going to play on these different maps?
Exactly, and this is what I want to see. I want to see how they're going to be able to go into round 2 on Miramar, what strategy they're going to be able to go for, because we saw on Erangel, the biggest map, a lot of early action. I didn't expect that. I thought it would be a while. I thought it would be around that 3rd, 4th circle like we had seen in past community nights. No, they were trying to fight over every inch and mile. Here in Miramar, slightly smaller, still a big map. I'm expecting to see just as much fighting here.
Oh, absolutely. There's a lot of fighting that can occur. Like I said, very open map, not a whole lot of cover to go around.
No.
There are buildings, there are towns. It's just a lot of open space on this as opposed to the forest that you would see on Erangel. It's all surrounded by hills and valleys.
So this is where I want to see where people are going to drop. Are they going to go for things like Los Leones, San Martin, Hacienda? Or are they going to go to the outskirts? They're going to go to like El Pozo, maybe go all the way to the top towards the military base by the wall there? Or are they going to go all the way down to prison on the southern island that's kind of separated from everything?
It's hard to say, but what it can say is that it's very unlikely that multiple squads will drop in, say, a very small location. El Pozo, probably like a medium size, but I feel like there's only 2 or 3 locations that are that size or bigger on Miramar, so you have to be very careful.
So this is where I'm kind of looking at like the Monte Nuevo. I'm looking at Puerto Periso and how people are going to be able to play with that, because sometimes you see Puerto Periso chosen. It's that coastal city that isn't really that accessible. It's kind of difficult to get to because there's the sharp cliffs to its west, where it just sits there nestled right on the east coast. But you can't just drop down and easily get to it. You have to walk around onto the highway or take a vehicle to be able to get there unless you dropped into it.
It really depends on how they want to play it, because yes, it's nice to drop into a very secluded location, but there's also a chance that dropping into that is a huge risk because the circle could be very much on the opposite side of the map.
Exactly. It's always a risk, which is why the San Martins, the Haciendas, even the Los Leones are so important. One, because they're more centralized, even though Los Leones is more on the south side. But Los Leones has the benefit of being a massive city, not a town, a city. So a lot of vehicles will spawn there.
A lot of vehicles, you really do have to get the advantage in terms of how you're going to get around the map, because honestly, on Erangel, it also matters how you're going to use your vehicles, but it is possible to get around on foot. In this map, not at all.
See, this is where I wish we have one day where we just have nothing but Miramar, so we can have a new Earn Your Stripe. It's most uses of the van.
So
because I love the van.
How would you quantify that? Is it the number of times you get into the van? Is it the number of people?
The number of meters you drive inside of a van.
Oh, okay, sure. So
something like that. That would be a difficult thing to calculate. Like, with running, it's easy to be able to calculate that, but you have to be able to also know, because you can find the metric for vehicles. I don't think you can find it for a certain vehicle, especially with how many people play in the game. One, you have to get lucky to be able to find a van in the first place. So they're not spawning everywhere. Same with the muscle car. When the muscle car drives very fast, it's very loud, you're going to be heard a mile away. Similar, like when you have an people know exactly where you are the moment you take a shot.
But as long as they know where you are, that means that you're also a threat. So not only can you be seen, but they also know that there's at least one enemy that's driving by, maybe 4.
So, okay, let me tell a little anecdote before we get into our second round. I remember Miramar back when it first came out, and before they had the little lakeside town on the north side by the military base. It used to be just kind of this empty little area that wasn't really that cool. Then they added in the lakeside town, and it looked so much like Atlantis does on Erangel, where it's this submerged town that not many people go to, but it's kind of fun to go there every once in a while and try to see what kind of loot. If you're a full squad, it doesn't have enough loot for everyone. But when you're solo, when you drop in solo on PUBG Mobile, that's actually a pretty interesting and fun place to go to because you'll be able to get enough loot for yourself and then be able to push into the circle from wherever.
Well, it sounds like it could be a viable option. Not necessarily the best option, but, it's an option that exists.
Yeah, I mean, there are a lot of options in this game. One of the options is drop dead center and go prone and hopefully nobody finds you, but I doubt we'll see anybody actually employ that tactic.
Right, very unlikely, but you never know. Sometimes a game can really throw you for a loop. We are very close to getting in game, folks. Speaking of which, and I'm excited to see who's going to come out on top.
Here we go. The plane looks like it's just going to be a west to east drop. Last time we saw that really western south to northwest drop end plane. This time it's just cutting it in half, not even going towards like the northern side, the southern side, right down the middle. Gonna go right over pretty much San Martin and make it so it's really easy to be able to spread out from here.
So that means there's a lot of options available to these players, regardless of whether or not they choose the cliffs or if they choose the sunken city. It's all about how they choose to fight other squads early on and how they choose to get the vehicles they need in order to traverse the map.
So looking at a couple of these players dropping right now, squad at 25. Remember, there are multiple rooms going on at one time, so you might not recognize every name because there's so many different rooms going on during this entire night. Though we do see on the kill feed that Ches was able to get an immediate kill onto Super Smash 10 right out the gate. That's something you don't often see, was able to get a nice ump and immediately execute. But here, you see 25, not a squad we have seen before, so if you want to be featured, well, there might be the potential that you get featured at some point tonight because we're watching different rooms each round. We're trying to make it so it's even and across the board.
Very much a possibility for now, but something I didn't think was going to be very likely was early fights. And so far, I've been proven very wrong, Magical. There are a lot of early fights.
Yeah, here.
Oh my!
No! El Dorado! He got the shot on the squad at 5 as they were dropping. He jumps down, looking for Drip. They've got nothing to be able to fight back with. He will be able to get the knock with the ump, looking for more targets who ran inside the building. Sam wants to be able to help out Drip and Sam a Million. Not looking so well. Does have a dinner plate, but the shot's coming in from El Dorado to make that null and void. 2 executed right off the gate.
Wow, just Squad 25 getting the first drop being so advantageous, and this is why I didn't think there was going to be early fights.
God.
I would think teams just don't want to do this right now, and unfortunately for Squad 2, Team 25 very much wants to get into these fights.
They want the points. They want to do well. Here's the man right now trying to get the drop onto the last member of Squad 5. We've seen a Squad Wiper before in the past. It's played some solo games before with us in Community Nights, but this time had a squad. Unfortunately, didn't drop first, and now gets dropped by El Dorado. Squad 5 are eliminated.
And that's going to be Squad 25 just outside the circle, able to make that work. They're against Squad 2 now, but I feel like with the numbers dwindling and with the guns Squad 25 have found early, this is going to go very much their way.
Squad 2 had been looting up this entire time. Squad at 25 was fighting against 5. This could give them the edge. This could make it so that they can fight back a little bit more. Unfortunately, they do lose one member here already to 25. We're trying to maintain their dominance and kingdom over San Martin.
But unfortunately, it's Squad 25 that has eminent domain here. They're going to try to shoot up, but there's the peaks coming out. Palfu, what a knock!
Palfu, nicely done. Looks for more as well. It's going to be the wipe of 2 squads by 25. Palfu might have fallen, but he kept the team going strong.
He goes into a stairway that was clearly being looked down. There was just no cover there for Squad 2. Very unfortunate for them that they got rushed, but Squad 25 played that incredibly well.
And now, what do they get for it, Sam? They get San Martin all to them lonesome.
They do indeed, and that's going to be a giant town to loot. But meanwhile, let's take a look at Squad 1 shooting at Squad 9. They see the car, but it's going to drive off, and that's going to be Delta unable to make the shots.
Couldn't get it. Still chasing, though. Has a barrel. There's going to be a lot of damage that you can do onto a vehicle such as that, but the sense they do have the truck, they are just trying to see if they can bail out of this, pick everyone up, and get it out of the area for now. El Azara, not really working out too well for them.
No, not in the slightest. And unfortunately for Squad 9, the rest of the squad is on the other side of town, so they're going to have to make their way over through Squad 1, but so far, it seems to be successful.
Oh, Sam McKillfeed, El Dorado accidentally knocked himself right there. Should be able to get picked back up, but we jump over here, looking towards Villa del Mar. Everyone fighting around this coastal city. We got 3 squads again, 22, 23, and 16, all fighting for dominance.
It's very important that you get control of these early areas just so you have the ability to loot up and you have less squads to worry about. Not only that, but you also get a few more points your way. So that's really all that matters at the end of the day.
It does seem that 22 were able to get the church, which does have a lot of good loot. You often see people try to fight over that kind of position in Valle del Mar, mostly because that is a guarantee of good loot. While the houses might have some good loot, it's more of a gamble there. It's more of a risky play to try to go for that kind of loot as opposed to just getting control of the church.
It's risky, but at the same time, it is more than worth it because the loot that you can get really helps you in these fights, and especially against Squad 16 that is so close, you need to be able to loot up and you need to have the weapons ready for any situation.
Is Shadow still kind of looting up, only having a level 1 helmet, not going to be the best in this kind of fight early on, especially if 16 were able to find themselves really good at guns, such as some long-range things. Even an M16 would work so well in this more urban warfare where you can then switch it off to be able to get some close-range damage onto your opponents.
Close range definitely going to be the name of the game as Squad 16. You can see low health bars on one of the members. It looks like Meng took a little bit too many shots early on. Going to have to be very careful moving through the rest of this city. And Shadow is on the hunt currently. I believe he did see someone moving past, or at the very least heard something going on the western side.
Yeah, but kind of gonna just bail on it, try to loot up a little bit more. Not really wanting to engage properly in it to 16, since 23 lost out to 22. They're going to be able to hold control of the eastern half of Valle del Mar.
It's going to be a very good claim for them as they are able to loot that up. They are able to get control. And if I'm looking at the circle correctly, I believe they are currently inside of it and will be closer to the center of it. So when the next circle spawns, they will have the option to have the advantage over Squad 16.
Yeah, hopefully we can show everyone how the circle is going to be, because it does look like it's more of a western side circle that they're going to be able to play with for now. Not quite like last time where it was a western drop and then an eastern circle completely that forced everyone to move. You already have some teams that are already in a good position, like 22 and 16 are right now.
I believe it is a Chumacera-centered circle, so everyone that's on the southwest side of the map is going to have an advantage. Everyone outside of that going to have to move in, but that doesn't necessarily mean they're out of it. They just need to be a little bit decisive with their decisions.
I believe that 24 and 17 are in Los Leones right now, both of them having dropped, and because it's such a massive city and not really a town like a lot of other of the maps are used to, they can spread out while still being in the same area and still be able to get just as good of loot if they had it alone. Since they're not really too worried about getting into this urban warfare. They're trying to see what they can loot up. They have a vehicle here. They can rotate around easily and then go into these warehouses completely undisturbed.
It's going to help them out a lot as they are close to the center. They're driving towards the outside of the circle, but that might just be to get a couple more buildings worth of loot. I'm curious where the rest of their squad is. It looks like they have another vehicle. If my math is right, that's going to help them. No, just the one vehicle for now. It's
well, they did see another truck right outside of town that they can easily go pick up if they need to, if they want to just like drop off joints and say, okay, you grab this, go get the other teammates, come back. They have those options. But I think they are looking to pick a fight. I think they're looking to find people. They're looking for open doors. They're looking to see what they could play. The plaza right there could be where they'd want to go to loot, but they decide not to. Instead, just going to go into these buildings right next door, get what they can, and then maybe find a fight later.
That would be very important, but now we get to take a look at the map. As you can see, Chumacera very much the center of the circle. A couple of fights going on with Squad 13, and I believe that's Squad 1 at Hacienda. That's going to be a pretty big problem as Squad 25 wins that one out, and they will be able to get San Martin for themselves.
Still owning San Martin in Squad 1, thought that they could go and invade. It did not work out for them. Similar to Napoleon trying to invade Russia, just does not work sometimes.
Sometimes it doesn't work out for you. Got to watch the seasons, got to make sure the temperature is right, and got to make sure you've brought your mittens because in some conditions, necessary.
Yeah. Oh, hey, look, a muscle car.
Nice.
You know
Gonna
what?
be
You don't
looking
get to see them. They're a
swag.
lot. They're probably the more rare vehicle on Miramar. They go very fast here, but they got 2 of them. Wow. Okay, that's something you don't see too often. Usually it's like a truck, a muscle car, and maybe a van in there as well. The vans being the slowest one, but offering really good cover. The trucks being more durable. The muscle car being the fastest to really be able to move around.
I don't like the color though. I'll be honest. If that's the man's skin for that car, I gotta say you really
Well, it
gotta
depends.
up your game.
They're different colors. It's like the Dossier, how it can change colors just on spawn.
I mean, on principle though, wouldn't you
Wait.
just get rid of a brown car?
Wait. Was that like a loop-de-loop?
Maybe.
They just passed a loop-de-loop. They gotta go back. Go back. Take the loop-de-loop.
No, they got it. They got to at least try.
25. What are you doing? Go back.
Well, unfortunately, Squad 25 have different
Disappointing.
ideas as to what
Disappointing.
victory is.
Said they're going to go to Picado to try to see what they can get. They're here at the stadium. Doesn't look like... Oh, it does actually look like 20. We're just outside of Picado. They don't see any open doors, so they think that it's a safe place to go into the stadium. Has some of the best loot. That and the casino are usually the 2 that have the most loot of Picado.
And Picado with multiple areas to loot means Squad 20 is going to move in as well. I don't think they've looted it yet, so this is going to be a bit of a surprise for Squad 25 as well as Squad 20 to see that there are, in fact, people here.
But look at this. Look at how many teams still remain right now, Sam. There are 19 teams. 25 has 11 kills already.
Oh my. That is a lot of kills, and that's just what happens when San Martin has a victor and multiple squads that try to contest it. Squad 25, still 4 members strong, will be ready for this fight against Squad 20.
And Squad 20 even split up. Not looking like it's going to be a good fight since 25 are more than confident picking this fight. But though, going to be able to push in as Poppy is on top of the roof. No, in the second floor. Powfu knows they're there. The frag grenade being cooked. Toss it in. They already got the knock they need to onto 1. As you can see, that Poppy had bailed. It's going to be Powfu pulling out the micro Uzi, looking for the shots of the Poppy. Going to be able to get the knock that is necessary. 2 members split up from 20, get punished for it.
Powfu is just out of control in these games, and there's another knock coming in for Squad 25. Squad 20 is just not ready for this engagement, and that's going to be another 3 kills, or 2 kills so far for Squad 25. It's only a matter of time before Shotgun Kelly comes into play.
Shotgun Kelly, unless you can pull off a miracle, the unstoppable Squad 25 are looking to hunt you down and make short work of you, taking the loot off of you. You got a micro Uzi, a level 3 backpack, and 2s elsewhere. Even having, I always forget what this one's called. It's just the Winchester with a breadstick on top of it. But not necessarily the best weapon to go up against all of 25.
Not in the slightest. And you can see No Mercy getting the high ground, knowing that Shotgun Kelly might be around in the area and that there wasn't an immediate kill onto any of Squad 20. So there must be at least 1 remaining. I like this position. I like that they are spreading out throughout the town so they can both loot and keep defense at the same time.
It's such a smart move, and this is why they already have 14 kills for their squad. We are so early into this game, and they have that many. Our second place of last round in Erangel only had 13 kills, and that was after the entire game had already commenced. 25 are on a tear right now. They might even be able to break the 20 mark.
They're about to break 20s, Marcus. Shotgun Kelly's taking a lot of shots right now. Might just go down to the man moving in and taking his eminent domain as quickly as possible as we switch on over to Squad 17 versus Squad 24.
You see on the kill feed, too, the man was able to get Shotgun Kelly, but we got to talk about this fight at hand. 17-24. Los Leones. We know that they were both looting up. It was Squad 24, I believe, who were driving around looking to pick a fight with another team. And 17, now that they're all grouped together, they're more than confident.
Oh, they are definitely feeling like they can take this one. As Squad 24 have bunkered up inside, I believe that's that little church area or that parking lot that's coming on over. 17 going to be in a little bit of disarray as they are spreading out but don't have an entry plan.
See, this is how I know you played more Erangel than you played Miramar, because that's the plaza.
Sure is.
Oh, I can't believe you. It's okay. I love Miramar. I was something that most people were like, why do you like it so much? I don't know. The only thing I don't like is that there's not that much cover to be able to work with. But it's a fun map because it does have different strategies you're able to go for. Like Sanhok. I love Sanhok because it's very quick. It's such a small map that you got to have a lot of quick fights. And even if you win, usually the games end pretty quickly.
It definitely helps a lot when a game goes fast, but you know what? Even Miramar, even Erangel, they have their charm to them, how strategic that you can be in a
I
lot
love
of these.
Erangel too, don't get me wrong.
No, absolutely. I wouldn't even dream of it as Squad 17 tries to move in onto Squad 24. The smokes are out, but that's not really helping out so far. Squad 24, they're in full defensive position. Oh, that's the spot, but not the shot.
No, decided not to take the shot. Instead, going to be able to push around, waiting for the flank to come in from the teammate. Not really in a position just yet, but almost there to be able to jump through this window. Has the micro Uzi. Nobody realizes it just yet. They've gone to the second floor. Sneaky, sneaky. Got to work your way upstairs if you can to be able to fight against them.
It's going to help out a lot to get a little bit of high ground. Make sure you watch those stairways, though, because otherwise that's just a free engage. Oh, Squad 24 jumps out, and that's a lot of health loss for that jump.
That was Lisky. A little bit greedy on that one, but here comes the push in. Trying to see if they can find the two members of 24 caught away from the rest of the team. Lisky just waiting it out. All the while, it's 17 who are able to push into the plaza, get control of the southern part of it, while they go upstairs and try to see who they can find, if they can find anybody in the government building.
And it's looking like Squad 24 just sitting on the outside. That might be the spot. As you do see Squad 17 trying to get outside the window. They will. Will they get the spot? Yes, they do. And that was unprepared from Squad 24. They were not ready for that in the slightest.
Not at all. Oh, no, Joint. You just gave away the position of Lisky. If that is a smart move, you know that he was crawling to the teammate who is cowering in fear in the corner, waiting to see if they can get out. Lisky, unfortunately, not looking in a good position. We jump over to 14. Looks like they're just getting a little bit of loot right now in the middle of the desert. They got a buggy. They've won an earlier fight, but they're just going to be waiting it out and see what else they can get as the rest of the team kind of groups up together.
Well, so far they've got one vehicle. Hopefully they'll be able to get a second, preferably something with a little more space. And there's the van, Magical. We found it.
We got a van. No skin, though. In PUBG Mobile, you can get some really cool skins for vehicles. And when we were doing some of our rehearsals, we saw a really awesome, like, clown car van. That was my favorite one. But let's jump over to something actually important. A fight. Three-way fight. 7, 8, 25. 25, the top team, the top dogs. They've got 8 pinned down inside of these houses.
And you can see the damage coming out. Squad 25 do manage to get a knock already onto Squad 8. Squad 7 trying to be opportunists here. Try to get some snipes onto Squad 8. Won't be able to land it quite yet. But now, here comes the rain, man, as Squad 25 moves in.
No mercy indeed as we jump to no mercy. Executing the kill onto Dash B. Pafu was able to execute the kill onto BLC Killer and Smoker as well. Squad 8. They took on the favorites, they took on the leaders right now, and they lost like everyone else.
And now Psycho Angel going to be taking some shots of himself from Squad 12, who has shown up to this party, and they were not invited, but Psycho Angel is the one that's going to have to send the RSVPs out, as we do see Squad 12 trying to move around. Maybe they know about Squad 25, maybe they don't, but hopefully they do, otherwise they're in a lot of trouble.
This is JP from the lobby we saw last time, got second place, but had the most kills in that lobby. Nearly had as many points as some of the first place winners from Squad 17, but unfortunately not going to be able to replicate it in this game. Dies in a firefight. Another kill for 25. Look at that! 7-5-4-4 for 25. Oh my god!
That's, if my math is right, 21 kills
they did
coming in for Squad 25.
They broke the 20 barrier. Next, the 30s. Let's see if they can do it. There's still 12 teams left. 37 people remaining. They could easily do that. They look like they want to continue to fight.
I gotta say, they are all very high health, and maybe that's because they've picked up a lot of medical supplies, but I feel like that's just because their strategies, their shots, their aggression has just been so insane that they haven't taken any hits.
At least that does seem to be the case, but I think they also, because they were going for so many fights, were able to take a lot of the meds off of people, get a lot of energy drinks, painkillers, adrenaline shots, then you have the first aid kit bandages, and maybe even some of the med kits if you could find them, but dead fast, was looking for the shots and then Mad Backs, not able to land anybody. Good Serpentine came in from 15 to be able to escape the initial onslaught of bullets from 14.
But this is still a bad position. You can see how Squad 15 has to move into the circle. Squad 14 much closer means they have the advantage early on, and you can see how long range this fight has become, and it comes down to what weapons you have. It looks like the M16 going to be more than enough to handle Squad 15.
M16 good at this kind of range as well as even shorter range. This is why a lot of people do actually prefer M16 compared to some of the other guns. Even though it's not like the M4 where you can just switch to burst. You can switch it to full auto, or even just have the single shot. It's stuck on either burst or single shot. Still great to be able to get some snipes if you don't have a sniper. But they have the Mini 14 here from Deadeye, trying to see if they can get another shot. But they do not like this position. They want to be able to push just outside of Los Leones, but not really too much further. They're kind of waiting until 15 has to play to them.
They also saw that plane flying over the south side towards the circle, so maybe they want to go for the crate. Maybe they want to up their chances
it's
just
far,
a little
though.
bit.
Look at that. It's really far, Sam.
It is. And that's unfortunate for Squad 14, who had their sights
Oh
set
my
so
God.
high and just couldn't make it
Did you
work.
see the
for
kill
Squad
feed?
14.
Do you see the kill feed?
I do now. Oh my goodness, El Dorado.
25
That's a double
got
kill.
more kills. They got more kills. They're aiming for 30, which I think would be the most we've ever seen by a single team in a lobby before.
I'm curious what the top kill on that is. Is it a double digit, do you think? Or do you think that we're going to go to perhaps the 20 for a single player?
No, I don't think we'll get 20 for a single player.
Oh my
No
goodness.
Mercy does have 10, but I don't think that that's going to happen where it's one player getting 20 kills. I think they will be spreading the love amongst them. But they have the best vehicle in the game. They've got the van. They're pushing in towards the circle. They know that Squad 4 are nearby. Or are they just going to rush them?
I think they might. Their van's on fire, which not optimal, and they once again bonk on the front, and the man is down.
Oh,
what
no.
happened? What?
I don't know. I might have gotten shot by Squad 4 here, but here come the shots in from El Dorado using the AKM. See? Fam over there. Not actually getting anything further, but No Mercy has cooked the grenade, tossing it. Just gonna go wide, unless Fan almost ran into it. Oh, that was close.
Still took a little bit of damage from that, so Squad 4 not in the best position quite yet, but Squad 25 trying to get the high ground early on. El Dorado also pushing forward, cooking some grenades, and might be able to get a little extra damage on a Ninja there. Might just get it here. I think that's good.
I think you forgot the full name of that player.
Bay Ninja?
The
Bayou Ninja.
The
I see it now. In the Bayou.
Gotta get the Bayou.
Known for their sneaky tactics, the people in the Bayou.
We jump over here
arts.
to Lian getting down. Mang trying to show up to give some backup, but already lost a teammate. Only one remaining of Squad 16. Maybe gonna be the hero here. Try to get more kills onto 22. This is looking pretty hopeless, though. Carnage ran right past Mang. Here come the shots in. We'll be able to get the knock out of Carnage. We're going to be able to look for the execute. Get rid of one player. Yes, gonna just look to play spoiler and get rid of one player, but Palfu got knocked finally. 25 getting punished. The man is down and out. 25 are losing the fight to 4.
And that's going to mean Squad 16 going to be pushing onto Squad 22. Already got the single kill, but that's all that happens there. Just eliminating a little bit of power from Squad 22.
25, the team that has been dominating Miramar so far. 23 kills, only have 1. No Mercy. The player that's double digits in kills going up against 4. Guy over there trying to hold out. El Dorado getting a couple shots as well, but will be able to get the knock onto Alondra. Paufu, unfortunately, crawling towards the team. I don't think they're going to be able to save him. They will just instead execute the kill and go and look for the other members. Fan, Bayou Ninja running back, getting away from this fight. 2v2 between the two.
And Paufu is just going to die to this, unfortunately, just too far away from the team. No Mercy landing some shots, does get the knock, and that's going to be the last member of Squad 4 fighting 1v1 versus No Mercy. Doesn't win the fight, and that was Squad 25 showing dominance, even losing 2 members.
They lose 2 members, but they still have No Mercy. The kill leader right now. They got 27 team kills so far. El Dorado still here as well. I don't think they can play as aggressively anymore now that they've lost the man in Paufu, but they still remain clearly towards the top. If they can even get top 3, I'm betting that No Mercy is going to be able to still usurp that point total away from some of the first place winners.
Could very well be the case as we cut on over to Squad 14, and we've seen Dead Fast, Dead Shot, and Deadeye all making kills across the board, but now they're against Squad 17, who have bunkered up. SDS Gaming, a fan favorite, coming into this PUBG Mobile Community Night, going to be fighting them soon as Squad 14 getting now for a little worse for wear, taking shots.
I was going to say, is it SDS or SOS?
I saw SDS. I'm pretty sure that's SDS.
I'm gonna trust you. Right now, they're all kind of together, so I didn't get to see it for very long. So I thought it was SOS, but we'll continue to watch, see what it's going to be right now. Because, see, they're all grouped together.
Yeah,
it's
it's
so
impossible.
hard when they're all grouped together right now. Once they start spreading out, 14 are so far away from them, it makes it seem like they're a lot closer. They're probably still spread out a bit, but not necessarily the best position for 14. This is what we're talking about Miramar. Look at how little coverage you can play with.
Very, very little, but you can see Squad 15 using one of the map features to their advantage. The mountains coming up on these rocky outcroppings means they can look all over the north side of the circle and maybe get some advantage over Squad 12 who's coming in.
And Ophel over there on the other side of this ridge. Nate pushing up, waiting, knows someone's nearby, as Drax is just going to hold out, looking to see if there's anybody running from the circle, running inside. Instead, they've got Ophel pushed right here. Mad Pack's going to be able to get a couple shots. Good Serpentine coming in. Going to be a couple shots landing. There it is. Eldorado was the one who actually got it on the other side. Poor guy. He was getting shot from 2 directions, and it was 25 who stole the kill from Mad Backs.
But the question is, how much farther can Squad 25 go? No Mercy gets another kill onto Mad Backs. So that's going to be a very bad position coming in, but Squad 25 just seem invincible in all of these situations, no matter where they are.
Nate dropped again by 25. Who continue to push in. Meliodas going to be shot as well by 18, trying to get towards that vehicle. Deadeye might have to try to see if he can keep the teammate alive, but if you go for that play, the vehicle might be blown up by a good grenade or two. Just look for the shots onto that to make sure that anybody trying to save the team is going to die.
And now Squad 14 trying to move up against Squad 18, but they've got some knocks, and that's Dorado once again getting shots and getting one more knock onto Mad Backs. No, it's a finisher.
No, one more kill, Sam. They get 30. One more kill, and they get 30 for the team. That is insane for this squad right now. No Mercy, Eldorado. They are not relenting despite the fact they lost 2 members. They continue to look for these fights. They're continuing to push up on the Nate. Was able to get revived by the teammates, but No Mercy knows that Nate's nearby. Does he know that he's behind that rock? He knows where the other 2 members are. Gonna get the shots onto Nate. Get the drop again. The sortie on the other side. Here come the shots again from No Mercy, but not gonna be able to get the kill just yet. Get the knock ready, waiting for the rest of the teammates, waiting for Eldorado to get in position.
And Squad 18 on the backside. You got to be worried about the multiple squads showing up. Squad 15 in a very bad position. Squad 18 from behind. No Mercy does manage to turn around onto Mercy and does get the shots. It turns out the no is stronger than the yes, as we do see Squad 25 trying to move around. Chez also trying to get some shots off, but can't see them quite yet. This is a battle for the ages, Magical.
Look at this. The shot's coming in from Chez. Was not able to get the headshot so close onto Eldorado. That would have been an instant knock if it had landed. Instead, No Mercy going to use the painkillers to look for the fight. Knows that there's an arm in Chez's hands and knows that is the most dangerous person to deal with right now.
It is very much so. The grenade has been cooked. No Mercy trying to get some damage onto Squad 18. Their final hill to climb, both literal and metaphorical, as they try to get the 30 kills. Oh, no, they're at 32.
They're at 30 kills. They're at 32
they crossed it.
Right now. That is insane right now. If they could even push for 40, that'd be nuts. But they would have to get pretty much every kill from here on out if they want to be able to get that. They are continuing the fight in the chest. Going to be able to get the headshots in from No Mercy. There goes the sniper rifle. There goes the advantage 18 had. Mercy wants to be able to save Chez, but I doubt the 25 are going to give them the time to be able to get the res.
They might, though. They're being a little passive, more so than they have been in the past, just because they don't know how many are on Squad 18. They only saw the 2. They might suspect it, and this might be where Eldorado gets a little itchy and tries to go in.
Looking for the push. Has an MK14 in hand. No Mercy, unfortunately, having an M4 and a micro Uzi. Not the best for this kind of fight, especially since you're wide open. You only have these defilades and effilades to be able to work with. Try to get behind some of the cover, some of the hills, some of the rocks. With 11 and 14 slowly pushing towards them, the circle is so tight and there's nothing to hide behind anymore.
Not in the slightest, but Squad 18 still making the most of the cover that they have. They are able to get the res. They might just be able to get a little bit of heals up. And Squad 25, they're actually running away from this fight looking at Squad 11.
Oh, but look at No Mercy looking to see if he can steal away the kill on 11 all the way over the hill with that M4. But unfortunately, like I said, it's an M4 and a micro Uzi in the hands of No Mercy. Great for the urban warfare, not so good for this kind. Meliodas gets the drop on 11, but it's going to be turned around instead by No Mercy. Saw Meliodas pushing out, will be able to confirm their 33rd kill of the game.
And that's going to be Squad 14 in the worst possible position against Squad 25. That is nearby them, because Squad 25 has just mowed through every single team they've come across.
Insane. Absolutely insane. The dominance in from these players right now on Miramar. We're wondering if teams were going to be prepared. Well, 25, they sure as hell were ready for this fight and able to get the damage. The shots coming in from Eldorado. Was able to get one knock onto Chez. Confirmed the kill as well with El Dorado taking Mercy down. 2 more gone. 35 kills for 25.
And there's yet another kill coming in for No Mercy. So this is just Squad 25 showing dominance. They are right inside the circle. They have the high ground, and now they're getting inside the car.
They have to push in. The circle favors them. This map has loved them, but El Dorado does accidentally knock himself with the vehicle, jumped out while it was rolling, and it was low enough that it did enough damage. El Dorado should be able to walk over here towards No Mercy, get the res, but they have to get behind this one building, the lone buildings that are alive, because you can see the shots anytime. No Mercy stepped forward. 11 now engaged in a fight against 14.
And there's the smokes out. They don't even need the cover. They just need the line of sight to be gone. As Squad 14, they're the healthiest right now, but they only have 2. Squad 11 has 3, but 1 member extremely low. Squad 25 trying to push into Squad 11. They have the circle. Every other squad has to move into them.
In round 1, Sam, we saw a squad of 3 lose to a squad of 2. Right now, this is 2v2v3. It is nearly dead even if you think about it. No Mercy still looking to rack up them kills with this M4 from range. There's going to be the push coming in from 14. They blow themselves up! Oh, the tragedy for 14.
Oh no, Squad 14, the worst possible situation, and now Squad 11, left by their lonesome, have to go against Squad 25. Definitely not the situation they wanted to be in.
Not at all, especially because even though they are gifted a lot of free loot, you're going up against the strongest team. Here come the shots as you're trying to push in to El Dorado and No Mercy. They have controlled this hill. They have a lot of damage on a Blue Moon who has to heal up immediately. But here comes some more shots in from El Dorado. Try to see who they can knock, if they can knock anybody on 11. 2v3. Last time it went to the 2, but this time it could be the leaders this entire time losing. No, they got the MK14 knock onto Blue Moon. They follow it up. Double down!
And that's going to be Squad 11. The last member standing might just be able to survive, but he's outside the circle. And that's going to be El Dorado for the chase. That's the end. That's the game. That's Squad 25 taking over the entire round.
Well done to 25. They weren't able to break that 40 kill mark, but my God, were they close on that one. They dominated San Martin. They dominated Picado. They dominated everyone who ever came up close to them. You can see this. 17 kills for No Mercy, 12 for El Dorado, 47 points for 1 round.
I have never seen a 17 kill game for a single person, Magical. That is incredible from No Mercy.
And look at the points for all of them. That was nuts from Squad 25. No Mercy off of this one play. Gonna skyrocket for sure on the leaderboard. I'm just blown away by the sheer dominance this team had.
They were just roaming around. Every single time we had the camera on them, they were landing shots on another team, and every other time that we had the camera on them, they were eliminating a team. It was nuts.
And then you see 3rd place. Unfortunately for 14, they kind of suicided themselves. They wanted to get the jump on a Squad 11, but they blew themselves up. But let's jump in and pretty much just look at the highlight reel of Squad 25. The 1+ replays pretty much just going to always show them.
Oh, it always will, because it starts out very good for them. They get the quick land, they manage to find someone parachuting in, and immediately finish off Squad 5. From there, they just continue to roll on teams that are nearby them, starting on 5, going to 2, then to, I believe that was 17 coming up next. It was crazy.
Literally any team that went up against them, they were able to beat. Constant domination, constantly pushing in. The fights early in San Martin did not deter them. They took a lot of damage. Pafu gets knocked early, but it didn't matter. It is a loop-de-loop. They should take that. Anyways, going back to the importance right now, because these fights were so close sometimes. This fight right here, I kind of thought that maybe they'd get down. They were being really greedy with these pushes, but it rarely bit them in the butt. Only one time when they ended up losing 2 members, but they still had the confidence to play aggressive.
And from there, this is the Squad 17 that I was thinking of, my bad. So they managed to get onto Squad 24. Very unfortunate. They do manage to get the finish, but it takes them a little while to find Liskey. So at the very least, maybe the teammate sacrifice was a debate.
And here, Mad Pax, I thought was going to be able to get the kill, but there's 25 coming out of nowhere. RKO out of nowhere. They'll steal away more kills, nearly getting that 40 team kill mark. But constantly they push in, constantly they win. Even No Mercy, only having the M4 and a micro Uzi in some of these longer fights, the longer range fights, it didn't matter. They still were able to come out ahead.
Just amazing on this M4. El Dorado was just out of control. The only thing that could stop him was his own driving.
Pretty much. That's pretty much what it was. It's just knocked himself down. And here,
that was the
speaking of
play.
driving right there, I think it's partially they crashed into the tree, but it took enough damage that they were able to then blow it up as well.
Yeah.
So that it was a double up of damage coming in. That Squad 11 were able to get free loot, but it didn't matter. They were pushed down. They had the low ground. You always want the high ground to be able to win.
It's definitely important to every fight, but it also helps if you're managing to land every shot, which Squad 25 did until the very end. It also had great map awareness to know immediately where the other teams were.
Pretty much that's how it works. But that was Miramar for you guys. That was domination from Squad 25. I'm betting that they're going to be towards the top of the top dogs when we look at the earner strips. But for now, we're going to toss to a break. And when we come back, it'll be round 3 on Sanhok. So don't go anywhere.
Alright, my name is Sean Cox, also known as Ironside in the game. Came out here to represent Phoenix Blaze. I'm a streamer on Facebook, and one of my supporters sent me the link. Found out about the event, and he was like, hey, we should meet up. So we both signed up, we met out here. I met my buddy Sterling through my stream, actually. He was asking me about settings and how he can improve his gameplay. He was actually pretty noob at the game at the time. He was playing with thumbs. I was like, man, you should add some fingers into that gameplay. I taught him how to play claw.
Ironside, he puts out great content. He just lasers people from across the map. It's ridiculous. I messaged him. He told me what I need to do to change my setup so I can be a better shooter. I used to
Alright, my name is Sean Cox, also known as Ironside in the game. Came out here to represent Phoenix Blaze. I'm a streamer on Facebook, and one of my supporters sent me the link. Found out about the event, and he was like, hey, we should meet up. So we both signed up, we met out here. I met my buddy Sterling through my stream, actually. He was asking me about settings and how he can improve his gameplay. He was actually pretty noob at the game at the time. He was playing with thumbs. I was like, man, you should add some fingers into that gameplay. I taught him how to play claw.
Ironside, he puts out great content. He just lasers people from across the map. It's ridiculous. I messaged him. He told me what I need to do to change my setup so I can be a better shooter. I used to
I'm Mad Magical. This is Steve Erickson. We're excited to get ready for some PUBG Mobile. It's all 16 cities going at it at once, trying to fight for that grand prize.
My name is Victor Lazardi. My in-game username is Tigerman. So today is Super League City Champs taking place right now. I'm here at Dave & Buster's in Dallas, Texas. I'm kind of a casual player. I come on and I play, got to work that 9 to 5, but that's kind of why I'm here, is to kind of get myself rooted really into this game, get the meat, if you would, of this game. Here we go, Dallas! Here we go! It's a great opportunity to meet other players, like Pickles, who's out here right now. Met him at the last tournament. We actually got the squad out then together, and now as well.
I started playing PUBG Mobile from the day it was released. I've been playing every day since, just about. I would love to win. I fully intend on teaming up with some good players to try to take home the prize for Dallas.
Yeah! I'm CJ. I am H-Crusader on PUBG Mobile, and right now I'm at New York at Dave & Buster's competing. I didn't know much about esports at the time when I was younger, and it wasn't that big obviously back then. I went into mobile gaming because that's the only thing I had when I was growing up in the city.
I haven't been to New York City for a whole lot, so I love it so far. People on the internet call me Bobby. I'm just here to play some PUBG Mobile games and hopefully get some wins.
Playing PUBG Mobile is where I've always stayed for the past year now. A bunch of my friends told me about it. I live in New York, they knew I live in New York, and they said this might be a lot of fun, and I said okay. For me personally, I just wanted to know what kind of competition are out there, not just within my own community, but communities abroad in the PUBG Mobile sphere.
I started traveling a lot more 2 years ago, and I had to stop PC gaming. So I figured, if I like playing PUBG PC, I might give it a shot at PUBG Mobile. In the past 2 months, we've had community nights, and this is the very first City Champs event.
PUBG's amazing. I played it on PC, and I kind of like the mobile edition better because I can bring it wherever I go. I like being over here and being in the community.
When I heard about this event, I thought it was a super cool opportunity to come back, get back into the community, and get back into the scene of the game.
The first 3 heats expect a lot more kills. Everybody's going to be competing just to rack up those kill scores because that's how you're going to do best to qualify for that final heat.
It's just going to be like a normal game, like how I usually go about it. I'll do like 1 versus the whole server. So if that's how it has to go, that's just how it has to go.
Let's get into our first game of Heat 1. I'm excited to see some PUBG Mobile here for Super League City Champs.
We're trying to get as far from each other as possible, get as much loot as possible. I had almost died in the beginning. All I had was an Uzi. Luckily, I was able to take the guy out. Yes!
Alpha Wolf able to get the kill.
I had 1 health pack left, and then we were still too separated, too far away, so I got stuck on a roof and
trying to be careful, but it's only the M16.
Basically ambushed by 2 other people and obliterated.
Easy capitalization coming in from squad 11.
We're gonna get at least 1 top 5 finish.
Whoa, 22! Where'd you come from? Gonna be able to get the kill and then knock on to Marchwood on the other side.
Are you kidding me?
Joe out of nowhere.
That was the craziest thing I've ever seen in PUBG Mobile.
Dang, bro, good plays. We can play the map well enough and play good strategies to be able to get a top 5.
These guys are really leading the charge, so we started off at the school area with the apartments. We were just taking out teams 1 by 1 over there.
Round on stairwell, but didn't notice that the Hollow Side had a much better flank. Ironside 2.
We felt like we were in control a lot. We got it, sometimes we were knocked a few times, but it was only 1 of us getting knocked at a time. We're gonna take the win. We're just gonna keep rolling with it.
So we just got out of a match right now. Pickles was down, the team was hurt. We were getting teamed up by 2 different other squads right now, so we're like, all right, where are they? What's going on? Open door, got Pickles in, rezzed them real quick. Unfortunately, we just didn't get the loot that we needed.
Pickles is down.
Yeah, Pickles is down, got down by a grenade. Trying to see if they can res Pickles here, but Tigerman and Chef Joel.
Oh my Atlanta.
Every shot counted, for more damage than what it normally would when we're wearing the right protection on. So we just kind of got it wiped out, and it's just part of the game. You just wipe it off, get ready for the next heat, and go at it again.
These guys are just great. This is actually the first time I'm competing with them. These guys are the legit legacy teams that, without them, I don't think I would have been able to make it this far with this match.
Oh, are they going to be able to collect it, though? That's going to be the question, because you can tell that Jose wants to be able to keep Ironsides and Trickster away, who's really low, and it's going to be Ironside 2 wins the day.
you guys don't have teamwork. Everyone's just going to be all over the place, separated, and that's really how you lose the game quick.
I think that teamwork is the most important aspect. Like, honestly, you can have 4 players with amazing gun skill. You're still going to get picked off one by a team with better teamwork.
24 and 16 only have 1 member surviving.
Yeah, this is a true 1v1.
Oh, Spetsnaz! Nicely done.
Got the eyes of a hawk! Spetsnaz here, able to win that 1v1. That's going to be it for the squad, but Spetsnaz, you are all alone, and that's the only kill you picked up, so...
Has level 3 helmet. Oh, the nade from Marshwood! The teams are kind of random for heats 1 through 3, but heat 4, the phase 2 is a lot different. It's the top 4 players of each city then get put onto one squad.
That's who's going to be representing their city club in this last final heat 4.
I don't think it matters where you drop. You have loot challenges in a lot of different places, but if you've got people that are clicking and following comms and strategies and staying tight together, man, you can get out of a lot of different situations.
I like to play solo a lot because it's hard to find a good squad. Everybody be on the same page. I usually can be aggressive, or I go on the sidelines, lay low, whatever I need to do to win the game.
I think I'm pretty good. I don't do a lot of tournaments. This is my first event ever, and I think we get along pretty well for just meeting.
If they don't know what they're doing, then I'll take lead and everyone follows, and we usually do pretty good as long as we communicate.
Since kills don't matter, it's just about placement and that multiplier. I'm going to expect a really cagey beginning and then an absolute explosion at the end.
Oh, wide one. Ooh, fighting against Andy. Andy going to be able to get the knock onto him. Gotta be careful. The micro Uzi behind you. You gotta look. Make sure you clear these rooms. Was able to turn around and get the knock onto Trot. Try to confirm the kill.
3 squads left.
New York are one of them. They want to hold strong. They want to make sure that they hold on to their prize and take home glory for PUBG Mobile City Champs.
Ooh, Astronaut going for the snipes, but this is huge. If New York win this, they will win by this most massive margin of points. Nothing's better than winning City Champs and winning with style.
Houston Blast are still fighting back, but they lost K's.
But this is just one left for New York.
This is looking so good. They know where Flash is as well. King and Weeboo surrounded. Push. Flash is going to be able to get the knock on King. Looking for Weeboo as well. Flash are going to be the hero for New York. Trying to get the pick. He will be able to get it. New York are your city champions.
Back into Super League, guys. We are getting ready to get into round 3. It's going to be on Sanhok. This is just showing you what we've already experienced. Round 1, Erangel. Round 2 was Miramar. Now, onto the smallest map that PUBG Mobile has to offer. It's Sanhok, and I am excited. I've heard that the plane is already underway, so let's just jump right into the game.
And there it is. They've already jumped out. There's Codex Gaming and the rest of Squad 14 jumping into the, I believe that's west side of the center of the map. Just trying to look out, see what they can get. And it looks like they already have some competition with Squad 17 in the same town.
This should be the most action we've seen in an early game. We have Squad 14, 24, 17 already right here looking to see if they're going to be able to fight. And I expect that every town is going to be similar.
Now, this is Cal, the most north side map, or the most north side town, and you can see already 3 squads going to be in this town. Squad 24 looking to contest against Squad 14, and I feel like Squad 14, the more ready party, is going to be looking to fight.
JP, last time, didn't have the best performance. In round 1, had an amazing performance, but right now is stuck with the 2-shot shotty. Not the best gun to have in these early games, especially since there's so many people in Cal. Look at this. Almost every spot is contested on the map.
That's just what it is when you have a map literally half the size, or no, a quarter of the size of Erangel. Everyone has to be sharing a spot, and you have to carve out your spot very quickly if you want to make it on this map.
And my favorite, all the way down south at the docks, it's Squad 17 trying to loot that up. I don't think that they actually have that contested. They should be able to get that solo, but we have to keep our eyes on Cal here. Codex Gaming has it up. This is a great gun to have in this kind of tight corridor because you know that there are going to be so many other squads that you're going to be fighting against right now.
And Squad 24, it looks like they are just hiding behind the wall. You can see how close it's going to be. Squad 17 also kind of in the distance, just in case shots go off. They might be able to respond.
I think they're leaving. I think they're outie. They're like, no, this is too hotly contested. We saw too many squads. Bad Boy, Rice Boy, Drip, all over there. Looks like they are vacating Cal. Going to go to some of the smaller huts and the smaller villages outside of this town to see what they can get.
And for the moment, it looks like Squad 24 has been completely stopped in terms of motion. Squad 14 still free to roam around the map, which gives them a huge advantage early on in the game. They're able to find the armor that they need and the guns that they need in order to move into Squad 24 and finish off the threat for good.
Oh, but here we go. We are jumping over to, again. I think this is Kampong down on the southeastern side. It's 18 versus 7 here, fighting over this, trying to see who's going to be able to win out in this one. Like we said, there's going to be so much fighting. This is probably the most kills we've seen this quickly into the game. It started off with 87 players. We are already down to 68.
And that's going to be another knock as it continues on. But Darsh, the Squad 18, moving in, trying to get full control of this town. And it looks like Kampong going to be completely under the purview of Squad 18.
But 14 still fighting against 24. Codex pushing in with surprise, trying to get upstairs, but then Molotov making it so they're not going to be able to get up there easily, even though they were able to get the knock for Codex. It's going to be Exotic right outside, not yet hit. Here's the push in from Codex. He went right past him, going to be able to shoot him in the back as he goes downstairs, tried to descend, run away, but he just could not escape from the power of Codex.
And there it is, Squad 24, the entire enemy presence of Cal going to be completely eliminated. So Squad 14 is free reign of the town. I don't know if they know that, but they absolutely have the time to figure it out.
As we go back to Kampong, we see it 7 and 18 still fighting. Even though Lord died, Eris and Romeo are still both up, still wanting to contest this city against Squad 18. Darsh on the other side. It seems like he's the only remaining survivor of 18, wanting to get away from this fight now, not having any backup.
And with that, it looks like the southeastern part of the circle, as it is a fairly central circle. It's hard not to have a central circle on this map.
Especially for this first circle of Sanhok. It always works this way, where it really doesn't tell you too far of where to go. It's usually the third circle where you really will find out how everyone's going to have to rotate. As we jump over to 9 and 13, they were fighting over some of the villages and some of the huts, but more people continue. This kill feed has not stopped throughout this entire time. We've already lost, 27 players? And we've only been in the game for what, like 3 minutes?
If even 5 minutes, according to that clock. But you know what? Squad 9 continuing to make that trend, continuing to be aggressive as they're trying to push on to Squad 13. It looks like there's only one member left alive. So it's going to be Scalfa trying to fight against Squad 9. I don't think he has enough to do it, but he has good positioning here, and he might be able to get a knock, maybe even a kill.
Oh, I'm going to call this play Kanji because I am not the best at pronouncing my kanji, so that's his name now. Got dropped by Scalfa right there, holding out inside of the jungle, inside of the forest. Wants to be able to get the push on the Nanopes. Doesn't see him, though. Nanopes didn't actually spot out where Squad 13 was. He was going to be able to push in, try to get the kill onto Kanji. Instead, rotating around, waiting it out. Here will be the res from Nanopes on to Kanji. Unless Scalfa makes the push in. Going to be able to get a couple shots, and it's Scalfa who wins 1v2.
Scalfa just out of control in that situation. 1v2 continues to just push forward, get the knocks, and play the aggressive game that he wanted to play.
Scalfa lost the teammate of Scalitra. Unfortunately, just the two-man squad here, and this big old lobby on Sanhok not going to work out so well, especially now that you're really playing for placement. You want to be able to at least get a couple of points. You've gotten a couple kills, sure, but you'll want to be able to get the team points too.
And now let's swap it over to Squad 22 fighting against Squad 4. Let's see how this goes. Sort of towards the southwest of the circle, still very much in the circle. I believe we're near Sami, maybe Painan, as they fight on.
And I think it's really close to. I think this is actually just south of Painan. So they're fighting over here by this bridge. It's going to be a couple shots from a good distance with the M4. Has a good scope right now, but hasn't been able to get the tag just yet. They did give up the position that they had, but I'm pretty sure everyone knew that they had been playing in Painan. Here come a couple more shots, trying to get the long range. Don't see any tags. Only saw one hit so far. There it is. There come a couple more shots, but not enough to get a drop.
Not quite enough, and it also gives away the position of Squad 22, so Squad 4 might look to get aggressive here, knowing that there were shots fired, and SS on the backside, we saw him here in round 1, might be able to go aggressive himself, and might just run into Squad 4. Oh no, that aggression did not pay off.
Von Cavi will be able to pick that kill up. Sebas is trying to push up to try to save the teammate, but I think it's just going to be the executed kill. There it is, going to be able to secure that as Moncavi will be able to turn around. See Sebas, sees everyone else at 22 had pushed up. The shots come in, but unfortunately now gets punished as well. Each team able to get another member of the other, but the rest of Squad 4 want to push into position to try to get themselves more kills.
And it looks like Sebas just gonna be able to get a little more loot on the extra. Oh, nice shots through the window. I didn't know you could even shoot through that. Squad 4 taking the worst of it, and that Molotov being dropped is unfortunate.
Yeah, sometimes. Oh, look at that. Walked right into the fire. Gonna be on fire for a little bit. Not the most damage, but still enough to make you scared when you're going up in a full-on fight in Pinon, and everyone else is still looking for you. See Squad 1 across the river, getting a couple shots at 22 and 4. They want to see if they can pick off a kill from range.
Squad 5 also waiting in the wings a little bit far away, but they're going to be moving there as the circle is closing in onto Pinon. So it really comes down to who can control this town in this four-squad squabble.
Marcy pushing in, looking for the rotation. Sebas did get knocked earlier. Only teammate alive for 22 at the moment. Does have this wall to be able to save Sebas at least, but unfortunately for them, that's going to require so many of the medkits that they already had picked up, and they didn't really get that much. Look at that. Only having a first aid kit, a couple bandages, 1 painkillers. 22. This is just looking like a disastrous fight.
It absolutely is not looking great. Squad 4 continues to stay in the building, but look at this. Marzi being the absolute medic of this field. It looks like he is going to be able to res 2 members of his team despite how bad that was in the initial onset.
Wanting to get that medic score, the support score, saving the team, getting the healing done. As we still see, wow, at Pinon, you have 11, 1, 4, 22, 5, 12, all here within this tight area. This is always a popular drop because you have this town that's cut in half by the river and allows teams to kind of win their own respective halves and get full loot. But this is weird seeing how close 11 and 5 are. Wow!
He is a smart warrior. Look at him just hiding in the grass, getting the shots when he needs it, and Squad 5 is completely eliminated by the single-man squad, the Rambo, dare I say, of this match.
Now just playing for the placement points, might be able to get a couple more kills, but it's only iSmart Warrior that remains for this entire 12 squad, and really wants to be able to wait it out. We expect to have more fighting, more action come in as we see Squad 10 and 6. There's going to be the drop. That's going to be the win for 10.
And Squad 10 going to be able to loot that up as well. It looks like they have 4 members still alive, 2 of which at full health. So even if they fight in Pinon, even if they go a little bit of that northwest direction, they should be fine in these fights. I feel like they want to get the aggression just because they have 10 kills already. They're going to want another 10 on top of that.
Yeah, Fuego, Michael, Fortachon are kind of just hanging out pretty south of Pinon. Seeing where the circle is, like you said, it's a pretty centralized circle at the moment. It's going to be these next circles that really start letting us know exactly how they're going to have to rotate around, because this is a map with 3 different islands. Well, one of them's obviously the big island. You have a smaller one where Pinon is cut in half on split on the big and the second biggest one. Then you have the smallest one that is completely, I think, pushed out of how the circle already was, since it was more centralized.
It definitely comes down to how you utilize the rivers and also how you get control in the mainland, because honestly, this circle definitely favoring that eastern side, the main island, as you say, the big island. And there's not really a lot of river you can utilize, especially as the circle gets smaller. Like, even the second circle might just cut off the river axis entirely.
Oh.
And it does.
Squad 1. Jag. Just the last one remaining for Squad 4 here. Got onto the other side of the river. Knows where Squad 1 is. Wanted to be able to get a couple shots onto them, but unfortunately is put in a position right between 22 and 1. Everyone else on 4 has lost out, as 22, because Marcy was able to res so many people, they still have a good fighting chance against Squad 1.
And Squad 1, he was out in the open. Sebas didn't actually get the shot that he wanted, so he's going to have to relocate immediately. And Squad 22 decides to bail out of Pinon.
And 4, unfortunately, did get caught eventually by Squad 1, and they have been eliminated out of the running. They will forfeit Squad 22 towards Pinon, allow Squad 1 to be able to retain their dominance and their control over the town. But with how the circle is going to start pushing out, I'm expecting it to be more centralized on this main island. Painan's not going to have as much importance coming up soon.
So that means Squad 22 are going to be the first to rotate towards the circle. I believe they're rotating towards the circle in the northeast direction, and that's going to help them out a lot in fighting the remainders of Squad 1 and 4 if they don't already off themselves.
Yeah, if we can get a chance to be able to see the circles, that'd be amazing. We want to be able to talk about that for everyone. But you can see this. I love this view, though. This is always a great view. Whenever they do this, it's so pretty looking because you can see the location of everyone. You can see the coverage. Here we go. Wow, that is a center circle.
Yep. Even boot camp completely cut off. And as I was talking about, the river access going to be completely negligible in this second circle. You can see Squad 10, Squad 1, and Squad 7 all on the south side, just outside the circle. They will be able to move in safely, but you have to imagine on that third circle, it's going to get really chaotic really fast.
You can see Squad 10 and 7 going to pass by the quarry, but not really going to be that important. It's really going to be around the abandoned hotel, the abandoned resort, that we'll see a lot more play. But 22, they found 23. They're going to be able to get the knock on Dark Spy here. The other members of 23 trying to see if they can push up, but Dark Spy probably going to be the casualty that they have to forfeit and it can not even contest because this isn't looking good. But they haven't finished off Dark Spy, who's getting vision, saying, I know where 22 is. I can tell you guys exactly what's going to happen. Raven going to be able to get a couple shots onto Marcy. They didn't notice. Sebast, though, will find it after Marcy had already gotten the kill onto the other teammate. 23 eliminated. 22 continue their push into the circle.
Squad 23 just completely caught with their pants down. They were inside the circle. They were looking outside to see if anyone was going to come in. And when someone came in, they were just like, uh-oh, can't be doing that. And then they died.
They died, and 22 going to be able to get a couple more kills. But we look at this lobby, and unlike on Miramar, where we had the dominance from Squad 25, this is very even. Teams battling back and forth, a lot of damage across the board. While 22 here do have 5 kills. It's been a lot early. We're already down to 28 players, 11 teams. That means most teams have lost at least a member or two. Only a couple teams like this, 15, are going to have anybody, and then they're going to go up against a fight against Squad 25. Get a lot of damage onto Nico. They're not going to be able to get the knock. There it is. They got the knock, and they got the elimination.
And Leon goes down, but is able to get rezzed up, so this is a complete win by Squad 15. They just get gifted a lot of supplies, perhaps the med supplies that they needed, maybe even better gear, but looking even at Meng, does have level 3 vest, level 2 helmet, and level 2 backpack, so they've already been doing a pretty good job of looting around this map.
That they have, and they'll be able to get a lot of the loot there, going to be able to heal up Leon. Last time we had seen the squad, they got unfortunately caught out pretty early in Los Leones. They didn't, when they were Squad 16 last time, and Meng was the last one alive who tried to go up against the fight and ended up losing, even though it was 1 kill. This time it's looking a lot cleaner from them. This time it's looking a lot stronger, but we jump over here to Squad 21. They know Squad 10 are up on the hill. They know that they're over in the houses, trying to see if they can get the push in, but still more action just across the map. Squad 19 this time, another 2 squad against the other 2 squad. That's only Skelifa right now, having lost the teammate earlier.
And Skelifa, just the solo man army, going to be able to push onto Squad 13 for the moment. But let's take a look at Squad 10. Nice Angry Birds backpack, going to be enough to res the teammate. And that might just help against Squad 21, who are inside the circle. There's still a little bit of time before it closes in, but Squad 1's coming up from behind.
Yeah. All right, Squad 10, are you going to even realize this? Are you going to take the shots on Squad 21 before you even notice? They're not looking. Squad 1, there it is, finally are going to be noticed by Squad 10. We have to turn around and see what else they can get. Fuego still inside of this house, has the position onto 21, but not onto 1.
Quick update on Skelifa, Squad 13, the one-man army, did get another kill, and I believe that was another 2 knocks. So really doing a lot of work as the one-person team.
Look at this. We got 22 there off the distance, 1 up here on the hill, getting the kill confirmed onto Machine for Squad 10, who have been able to hold up inside of these houses with 21 nearby. All of these teams can easily engage in a firefight soon.
Could very well be the case, but again, the circle is closing now, so that time left before this has to turn into a fight is getting lower by the second as Squad 21 takes a grenade from Michael, and that might just force them out of the house. It doesn't quite yet.
No, it wasn't in the same room of Ghost of Sparta, and I don't think it was cooked long enough so Ghost of Sparta was able to move around well enough to be able to dodge away from the damage. The Squad 10 still holding strong on top of this hill right outside of these little huts, not wanting to actually push into the houses since that is a hard thing to breach at the moment. There's so many windows that they can play with and try to see if they can get a pick onto Squad 1 as they try to push down this open hill.
But it's just next to impossible. The good news for them is that Squad 1 has to run into them. There's a circle closing in. It'll be in about 10 seconds, and that's when Squad 1 really has to move. You can see it right now. They're going to get shot at by Fortachan.
Yeah, it is. Going to be able to get a couple shots, but not getting the knock just yet. Squad 1 will be able to run down the other side of the hill and then into the circle away from squads 10 and 21. But keep in mind, squad 22 are on the other side of that hill as well. But let's jump into another firefight.
It's Leon. We've seen this squad before. They're moving into squad 7. Aries in a lot of trouble. Manages to dodge out and get some shots for himself.
Leon was not able to get the shots, but Aries jumping out of the house. There's the knock. Aries, who had gotten dropped by Leon, was able to turn it around, even though on the other side, you can see Aries continuing to fight against Squad 15 and come out ahead.
And there's only one left for Squad 15, one left for Squad 7. It is down to the 1v1, but the res makes that not the case, as it looks like 2 members will be up. Meanwhile, Squad 10 versus Squad 21, we've been here before, and this is the fight. Squad 21 already has a knock, second knock, and that's Squad 10 also going down, so this is back and forth right now, Alex. And there's the kill, finally. Squad 10 wins out in the end.
Barely are able to edge through that. Look at Fuego. Barely alive, down on the ground, had been knocked, gonna be able to get rezzed by the team, but here's Squad 7 still continuing to fight against Squad 15. They've lost 2 members. It is dead even now. It was a 2v4, turned it around to a 2v2.
And this is all the res is done. The health has come back a little bit for the side of Squad 7. They know where the enemy is, huddled up in that one little shack. They're looting. There's a little bit of damage onto T-Mang, though, and Romeo might just look to push in.
Waiting, not wanting to go into that hut, knowing that it could be easy to fire into there and get these kills, but then it would be putting Romeo into a bad position, so they're going to back off instead, saying that this might not necessarily be the best position. We'll wait for them to play into the circle. They have to eventually move to us.
They are going to have to move right now, as this is the 5th circle coming in. That's going to hurt a ton, and you cannot wait outside for too long. There are grenades that are going to be coming in from Aries, though, and that's going to make it even more difficult.
Well, that was cooked for a while there, too. So there's the damage onto Mang and Leon, who are stuck inside of the hut. Here's the play zone now. You can't play with that. The damage onto them. Gonna be able to confirm the kill. Mang tried to heal up inside of this hut. You can see the damage chunking away at Squad 15. The last member trying to get away, trying to escape. Goes prone, but outside the zone means death is upon you.
It just couldn't happen for T-Mang and the rest of Squad 15. It was just too much to ask for. Aries had the perfect position around that rock, and that circle did not favor them in the slightest.
Not at all, but this is definitely what we expected from Sanhok. A quick map, quick kills, quick fighting. We are down to the last 5 teams, 11 players still surviving. Squad 1, one of the few squads with a full squad still intact.
And they are on the, I believe, southern side of the circle, going to be playing against Squad 18, who's going to be running past them. And Squad 22 in the optimal spot. They have the high ground. They have the center of the circle. They're going to be looking down onto every other squad coming into them.
Keep it on. Oh, the shot's coming in from Opa.
Never mind.
Gets Bay. We're trying to find a different target. Darsh as well, the last member of 18, was able to get another knock for the team. Should be 22 able to save, but Opa looking for the shots on Marcy. There goes the knock that they needed to. Bay is resurrected for now, but Opapa wants to be able to get up on top of this hill. Marcy's bleeding out. They gotta get to the teammate and be able to save him, but Opa not gonna give him the chance.
Opa just putting in too many good shots. There comes the Molotov to force the position, and that might just be what Sabas needed. Just needs to land these shots. Doesn't manage to get it. Nice cover coming in from Squad 1.
Has the micro Uzi out. They're all close range. There's the knock on Sabas. As you can see, Bay trying to save Marcy. Couldn't. They made sure to get the kill for Opa with only having Bay right here. Delia getting a little bit of damage with the AKM, but this is not looking good. It's all grim at the moment.
This is the final fight, you have to imagine. Squad 1 manages to get Squad 22, and now only 3 squads are left alive. Squad 7 and 18, only 1 person apiece. Squad 1 has this in the bag. They just need to not get in a bad position.
Keep in mind, Darsh has been surviving for so long. The early fight at Kampong had to bail out of there, lost all the teammates, and that was early into the game. That was within the first 5 minutes. We are now 22 minutes into this game, still alive, still able to get the kills, still looking for placement.
This is the last circle, Alex. This is down to the wire. This is a 1v3 fight. 1v2, actually, until the res completes, which it will. And Darsh has to find a way to fight against these players, but I have to imagine this is going to be nigh impossible.
Gotta pretty much hope for a miracle at this point. You're out the smoke to be able to move position. I don't think anyone knows exactly where Darsh is, so this could be the one advantage Darsh has. You can fire in any direction and you're more than likely to hit your opponent, but they don't know where you are. If they hear your movements here on top of the hill, you haven't found them either. This is pretty much the game of hide and seek. Who gets found first?
Hide and seek at the very top of the hill, and let's see if Squad 1, it looks like they are the seekers right now. Darsh might just be able to get a pick off here as the sole member of Squad 1 searches the north side.
Opa threw out a molly there on top of that rock, was hoping to find somebody, but they still haven't found Darsh, who's found Opa. Could get the shots, looks for it, but behind the rock, unfortunately now has been spotted out, even with the suppressor. Cannot hide anymore, but will be able to get the knock on Opa. Are you going to be able to confirm the kill? There's one more, trying to get the push. It's Darsh still getting the knocks. 1v3, turning this game around.
And that's going to be a 1v1 once again, Magical. It is Darsh versus Squad 1. Can it happen? The question lies, now the answer lies around this rock, and there's going to be the shots, and Darsh, the 1v3, picks it up.
Well done to Squad 18. Lost everyone at the beginning, but still turned it around. Despite the fact 3 of your teammates died within the first 5 minutes, they will all receive 30 points apiece.
And with that, Darsh secures himself, I believe that was 7 kills by himself. Literally no backup for the entire round. And look at that. Oh, Squad 1, you had the advantage, you had the position, and it just wasn't enough.
They weren't good enough at playing hide and seek. Darsh wins the match for Squad 18. They'll all receive the 30 points apiece, while Darsh will find 7 additional points because of the kill. Looking at Squad 1, Oppo had 8 kills, was doing fantastic, but unfortunately, Darsh just that much better in the final moments of the game.
And that's when it really counts, is that final 1v1, one squad versus whoever else. And if you manage to get those knocks, numbers don't matter. You just have to be able to be that one-man army that can take out one by one. Don't allow the team to fire at you with multiple members at the same time.
Absolutely insane. Absolutely crazy. Major props go out to Darsh, so we get to take a look at the 1+ replays here. This was chaotic fighting. This is what we expected from Sanhok. No clear advantage for any team regardless throughout the entire match.
Yeah, the battle in Kong was pretty fierce, but then it came down to this battle. Squad 9 versus Squad 13, the one-man army double kill. Very nice from Skalifa. Unfortunately knocked down later on in the round.
Yeah, exactly. And this is where I just like this, because we're going to be able to have a bunch of replays that are highlighting every player, essentially, in this match, where everyone was able to find kills. It was pretty much dead even. Nobody having the clear advantage. Not like last time where Squad 25 were the favorites. They were the ones clearly in control. Nobody had control of the jungle.
Not at any point in this map. It always seemed like whoever had the advantage lost it immediately, just because of the amount of cover that people were able to use and the amount of aggression that came out from the lower number squads.
So we continue to see these fights. 22, they had some good fights themselves. It almost seemed like maybe they were going to be able to edge out and get themselves a better placement, but unfortunately it just didn't pan out well enough. When it came to that final circle, they lost the edge.
They absolutely lost the edge. They had it, they lost it. Unfortunately, it also had just so many fights throughout the game, this one with Squad 20 and Squad 21, that lasted so long that it just drained all the resources from the squads that survived.
Indeed, and here's that final fight from Darsh, being able to get that great flank onto Adnan and secure victory for Squad 18. They end up getting 30 points despite the fact it was 1v3 at the very end. We've had it twice now tonight, where at the very end, it was down to the wire, 1v1 essentially, and you just can't guarantee anything. You can't predict what's going to happen. For now, we are going to toss to a break, but we're also going to hear from our player of the month, Vegas King, so don't go anywhere.
My name is Alan, and I am Vegas King. I've been playing PUBG now for over 15 months. It's the community night hosted by Super League Gaming and Dave Busters. Just excited to see what happens with this. PUBG Mobile is one of those games that you can play anywhere. It's accessible to everyone. It's more unifying than any other platform I've been on in terms of gaming. One of my teammates, Zenly, we have a lot of experience working on our dynamics, working on our strategies, our tactics. I'm not about getting the solo dub. I like the feeling of having that synergy with my team and using that to overcome the opposition. The way that you synergize with your team, the strats that you just do second nature because you guys know each other and how each other play, that's what makes a team amazing. There are a lot of pro teams out there. If you look at the individual players, they're not that remarkable, but if you look at the things that those teams do, you're just blown away, and it's because of their teamwork. Community in PUBG Mobile is everything. I had no interest when I started playing PUBG Mobile and being involved in anything more because I didn't think there was anything more. I made some friends online. We started a little clan together. I created a server for my team. I ended up just getting really excited about meeting all these people from all walks of life and doing things in PUBG Mobile that I did not think were possible before I got involved in the PUBG Mobile community. This OnePlus phone, this is the phone I got into streaming with. I've always loved OnePlus. That's why when I decided to get another phone, I didn't look at any other brands. I see that OnePlus is doing amazing things with their hardware and with their software. Probably the best gaming phone I've ever had. This is like the best night I've had like this year. I'm gonna go home, go on stream, and be like, OnePlus gave me a phone. I just want to say to Super League, this has been actually an amazing night. I'm looking forward to all the awesome stuff you're going to start doing in the PUBG Mobile community in the future. Thanks for hooking it up with OnePlus. You guys actually rock.
OnePlus's new phone, the OnePlus 8!
This thing feels so good.
It's basically like I'm playing on smooth graphics. This looks like PC PUBG right here. Lags like butter. True 120 hertz gameplay.
You're insane. OnePlus's new phone, the OnePlus 8.
Oh, this thing feels so good.
It's basically like I'm playing on smooth graphics. This looks like PC PUBG right here. Lags like butter. True 120 hertz gameplay.
You're insane. Back into Super League's community nights featuring PUBG Mobile and brought to you by our awesome OnePlus phones that we have in front of us. We've had a lot of action so far, Sam. We've had 3 rounds of it, but I do want to remind everyone before we get into the 4th round what the format has been so far, what we've been experiencing along the way, because it has been a change of pace from what people are used to in previous community nights.
Definitely important to go over that once again, but the most important thing to go over is how many rounds we've got. We've already been through 3 rounds so far, Magical, and we are on our 4th round right now. We've been through to 3 different maps. We are on our 4th one, Vikendi, the snow map.
I'm really excited for this one because I haven't had that much experience for Vikendi. I've played a ton of Sanhok, I've played a ton of Miramar, and countless games on Erangel, but I've only played like once or twice on Vikendi. So being able to see this one and how people are going to be able to adapt, because on Sanhok, we expected it to be chaos. We expected it to be pandemonium and anarchy. Vikendi is small, yes, but not as small as Sanhok. So I'm expecting it to be a little bit more interesting with how the players are going to be able to play with that.
It's definitely going to be an experience regardless one way or the other, but we also have to think about how you can earn points throughout this entire endeavor. We see if you get that first place, you get 30 points. If you get 16 plus, you get 0 points. And every kill you get just adds on to that.
Exactly. We saw on Miramar, the one squad, I think it was No Mercy, had 17 kills and got first place. So you had 30 plus 17, 47 points without one player. And with that, you can also earn stripes on top of these scorings. That points all help you out with the top dogs. It all helps you out with that kind of thing. But there's so much more you can get when you earn your stripes.
It definitely helps to earn your stripes, whether you do it in any of the 5 ways that we have today. You could earn your stripes in the way that you just saw, just through top dog and just by being the best at terms of shooting and running around. But there are all sorts of different ways that you can do that, Magical.
All right, but I'm hearing that we're getting close to having the game start. So before we do, let's hear a word from Powerbang about OnePlus.
What's up, guys? It's Powerbang. I want to give a huge shout out to OnePlus for sponsoring and supporting the Super League community nights where we all play PUBG Mobile with one another. This is happening in a community like yours all around the country. So if you're a Power OnePlus user like me, whether it's on the 7 Pro, the 7T, or even the 7T Pro 5G McLaren that I'm rocking right now, you know OnePlus has you covered. The second I started using one of their devices, the frame drops were gone, the lag was gone, and I was shooting straighter than ever. So big shouts to OnePlus for sponsoring this event, and thanks to them for supporting mobile gamers everywhere.
Thank you, Powerbank, for that. We are into the 4th and final round of the community night. We've changed it up, like we said. We went from Erangel, Miramar, to Sanhok, and finally to Vikendi. We get to see the snow map for the first time here in community nights. I'm excited to see how the players are going to adapt this final time.
That is, in fact, SOS Gaming that we are looking at, not SDS, as I have previously thought many times, but that O is deceptive.
It is. That's why I was like, I couldn't tell because it could have easily been these, so that's why I'm like, I'm not sure. We'll find out. Either way, it doesn't matter. We got it now. As they're dropping right now, going pretty centralized into this map, saying what they can play. I want to see how many people drop at Dino Park. That's really what I want to see the most.
I have to agree with you 100%, Magical. You can see
Nobody!
Dino Park. It is even like lit up, so you know on the map, bottom left, the
They're
southwest
falling.
side.
They're falling. So they might have gone for it.
Very well could be the case, but it is one of the major places that you could be. No one at the Cosmodrome, surprisingly enough.
Cosmodrome and Castle being left alone. I mean, sure, the loot isn't that great. Like, the best loots are more on the south end of this map, especially when you look towards the bigger cities. So, like, the Volnovas, those are really going to be where a lot of people are going to get the best loot. Contra is going to have another good amount of loot for people to be able to get. I mean, I'm kind of keeping my eyes out on certain other places like Drobo and seeing if players are going to go that far, because we did have more of an eastern drop, even though it's pretty centralized still. It would have been a far drop to go for.
And we are looking at Squad 15 versus Squad 17 in Villa, I believe this is, just on the south end of the circle. Oh, nice shots come in, and SOS Gaming is down.
Squad 15 already have 2 members down. SOS should be confirmed killed. There it is. Going to be able to get that, but 17 still fighting against the remnants of 15. There was a knock that came in from Tensei trying to fight back. 17 are over on the other side of the hill. They're going up against Troll right here. He's already been knocked. Blue Moon, Tensei want to be able to push in and try to confirm the kill onto one more, but Keeper is behind them. No, Troll will finally drop, finally bleed out to death, but the rest of the members of 17 continue to battle.
And it's looking like Squad 17, they had the advantage early on, but Squad 15 still fighting back, just need a couple more knocks and they'll be able to have this fight. But Squad 17, they are keeping strong. They still have the positioning, and Tensei, with the shotgun, not going to have the range that he needs if this goes any further.
As we jump over here, 21 versus 1, 2 knocks for 1. Jack's inside of the building. Sage going to be able to confirm the kill the moment. Step foot inside of the house. Wants to be able to go upstairs, but knows someone is there. Will be able to get that, but we jump back over to the fight here. 17 versus 15.
No, back to 21 versus 1. There's one. Another knock. So Squad 21 just completely dominated that fight as Villa continues to rage on. Keeper trying to land the shots that he needs against Tensei and Blue Moon. It's looking like Blue Moon not giving him the angle that he needs, though. And this is just going to be lasting quite a while, so this is inside the circle.
Inside the circle, Keeper has the micro Uzi. Finally, we'll be able to reload, but the rest of 17 were trying to loot. They didn't have the best guns to be able to go for this early fight against Blue Moon and Tensei, but Blue Moon took a lot of damage just from one good headshot out of that micro Uzi.
And look at Cochrane moving around the side. Might just get the angle that he needs. It's all about whether or not 15 is watching.
I don't think they know. They are so focused on Keeper right here that they had no idea. And we got to see a little bit of where the circle is. They'll all remain inside of it. Keeper, though, is living up to the name and keeping them held on these staircases, not letting them go anywhere.
And this is getting to be a very close match, Magical, as we do see not Beicho moving around the side. This might just be the flank maneuver. It's all about coordination at this point.
Oh, that flank is going to be brutal. Once Beicho shows up, going to be able to get all these shots on the Blue Moon and Tensei, who haven't been able to escape from the staircase just yet.
It's looking pretty tense, but now let's skip on over to Squad 25, fighting against Squad 8. It looks like 25 is surrounded, but they have more numbers, so Squad 8 might just be walking into something they don't want to walk into.
Yeah, Michael there bleeding out as well. It's now going to be just Fuego here, fighting 1v3. We've seen it happen in the past and be able to pick up a victory for a squad, but it doesn't look hopeful now as we continue to jump back to Villa, jump back to this fight of 17-5. Keeper slowly crawling in as Beicho has the flank potential. Blue Moon Tensei, God, you guys got to just run for it, I think, at this point.
I would hope so, but it looks like Cochrane might just do the flank, and this is the maneuver. That's going to be it. Keeper moves in, backed up by the squad, and Squad 17 wins that cleanly.
They were just setting it up since 15 that didn't even bother to leave, didn't even bother to try to get out of that fight. It allowed a 15 to be able to win the fight at the end as we jump back to 25 versus 8. Fuego on the other side of the road as 11 is here too. Could make it so that maybe Squad 8, the one surviving member of Squad 8, is going to be able to escape. But we got to see where... Oh, wow.
Wait.
That is a northern circle.
And also, look how many players are south right now. Squads 20, Squads 23, all those squads, I believe I'm counting at least 10 below the circle that are going to have to fight their way through each other in order to get inside.
That is going to be a lot of fighting. They're all going to be pigeonholed essentially into one area, all passing by each other. But we jump up to the port in the north part of the map. 18 versus 9. Pubgasus. I'm trying to say that right, because it's like Pegasus, but pub.
Oh, I see.
Because it's supposed to be like PUBG, I think.
Yeah, that sounds right to me.
It's like one of those clever names that you're just trying to figure out if you're saying it right, but I respect it both ways.
It's a good try as May Tramp, Magic Tramp.
I think it's Magic Tramp. Yeah.
Magic Tramp makes a lot of sense, but there's a 9 in there, so English doesn't work that way.
Molly.
Fire works that way.
That was a great molly that came in from 14. Magic Tramp had to book it out of the attic, and here comes a push in from 14. Gonna get Magic Tramp down and out, execute the kill, even having the team just right outside, not able to show up to help out Magic Tramp. 14 getting the kill, still fighting against the remnants of 18. This is going to be a very close fight. A couple shots on Tamidi right there. Has to fall back as Mr. Fellini holding on with the barrel, just waiting for someone to peek.
I like this strategy coming in from 18. They went around the wall so they could get the res, and Mr. Fellini's just on Overwatch, making sure that 14 can't possibly come through that window or surprise them in any way. Looks like Squad 14 trying to push up anyway, and there's some shots out, but Squad 18 comes out on top. Mr. Fellini, where are you?
Has the barrel, was able to get the knock onto Crack. His sack over there, still inside of this house. A lot of damage, only 1 hit point left. This should be too easy. All they have to do is push in. Pengu on the side, has the weapons, has the flank, gets the kills, and eliminates 14.
And Squad 18, they were down and out for just a second, managed to get themselves back up. They've lost Magic Tramp, but that is A-okay. They still win the fight, and now we skip on over to Squad 23 in the spring. Going to be fighting against Squad 5.
Still fighting, still holding out, waiting for the fight fully. Not really wanting to peek out too early on, just kind of waiting to see what's about to happen. Feel like they're just being very cautious, and I can understand why. They're not exactly sure where all of the members of Squad 5 are. Since they're all held up inside of this one house, they want to be able to get better loot. Lord Vader here only having a micro Uzi, and it's pretty flat land right there, being able to try to peek in to get a couple of good shots from a range with a micro Uzi just don't happen and with that much damage, at least.
Should also be pointed out, this is the southeast corner of the map for those of you not familiar, and the circle again is at the north side of the map. So regardless of who wins this fight, this is going to require a lot of legwork.
There we go. So we get to see the circle. Yep, exactly. Everyone there. So many teams on this bottom half of the map, and with it going, nope, going all the way to the north, right around port. It's going to make it so that everyone's going to have to book it up, at least get towards a villa or even towards Mount Kresnik to at least have a position better after that to then move around.
And you can see Squad 1 about to fight in Podvosto. Going to be extremely careful about that fight because it is near the circle. It is not in the circle. So if they want to win, they got to win fast.
Yes, but they'll have plenty of time to be able to get in the circle. It is only the first circle after all, Sam. There's not going to be that much damage that happens this early on. The harder ones are going to be down here, all the way in the hot springs in the southeast corner where they're far away from everything. They're fighting against Squad 5, and they got a long run to make it to the circle where, sure, it's only the first circle. It's not going to do that much damage, but when you have to run into your opponents, that's going to be the big deal.
There's the crate. It's kind of by itself, and unfortunately, no teams nearby, so that one
I don't
may
think
just go
close enough, yeah.
Maybe ignored entirely.
Might, as you can see, just going to be able to take the snowmobile out of there. Able to at least get into a better position towards where Squad 5 are, who already left long ago before 23. 23, I think, thought that 5 were still going to try to fight them, but they didn't even care about that. They're like, we have a long truck to go if we want to even make it to the circle. We're going to bail now.
And it looks like they want to go around the east side, so not directly towards the circle. Definitely a smart strategy to kind of wait around to get another vehicle and then pick up the rest of the team.
Exactly. That's what they were going for. Get the vehicles, then they can make the beeline straight for the circle. Not have to take that super long route by the lumber yard on the east side and then up to Peshkova. That would take forever to be able to get to the circle. And while there are a couple teams in Trevno, it's not really where you want to be. You want to be inside of the circle, obviously.
You want to be inside the circle as much as you possibly can. And Squad 21, a familiar setting in the villa, might be another couple of squads just deciding to reignite some old flames here.
I was going to say, 2 completely different squads, too, which is even funnier. That it's not even the same squads that had been fighting before. There's one squad eliminated, other squad bailed, 2 new squads moved into the neighborhood and are looking to pick a fight.
It's just something about the air, you know, in the villa. It just causes a lot of people to fight, but let's take a look at the map right now. It looks like several squads still outside the circle as it continues to move in. And Squad 21 gets the jump onto Squad 4. That's 2 knocks already.
China was able to get 2 knocks, doesn't even need a scope, just iron sights, and look at that. They're eliminating Squad 4. It wasn't even a fight, it was a massacre.
And look at that, Squad 21 just running circles around Squad 4. 1 member remaining. That's going to be Saint Demon, not going to be able to make it out of this one. That's a staircase. We know how this goes, Magical.
We've seen this before. Sorry, Saint Demon. It's deja vu, and you die in the same way that we saw before.
And unfortunately, for Squad 4, they are gone from this match, and since this is round 4, that will be the end of their playtime today, as Squad 21 continues to push forward. It looks like there's a pretty southern circle for this one, so they are pretty darn close and won't have to move too far.
Yeah, for a circle that started so northern, now it's started to centralize a little bit more, so teams not going to have to fret as much, having to completely ditch everything just to get around port and get up towards like coal mines and stuff. Much more easier to manage now.
And now we look at Squad 17, the original, the OG winners of Villa, going to be driving on up with that Dacia, going to be able to get towards the north side, and they've returned to the scene of the crime, Alex.
Did they hear the shots, I wonder? I wonder if they heard some shots. They know there's new blood here in their village, their villa, and they want to say, this is our town. You got to get out of here.
Oh, this is looking pretty bad for Squad 21. If they want to push into the circle, they got to go past Squad 17, and this might just be a very easy spot for Squad 17.
Might be, but it is still pretty hard because despite having all these trees, you have the whole entire villa to be able to work with if you're Squad 21 to be able to hold themselves up. Oh, they went to the staircase. Not that staircase! We've seen this! You literally killed someone on these stairs.
Nope, as Chino gonna be moving forward just a little bit. There's the vantage point that he needs, just trying to weave in between the fence here, or the wall, I should say. Might be able to spot 17. I think he knows something's up, and that's why he's being that cautious.
They definitely heard the car drive up. They heard the Dacia. Okay, we know there are people just outside of the villa. We know where they are. But we don't know exactly where they are. It's a general idea.
It is definitely the general idea, as Chino now might look for a flanking maneuver. And since they have 4 people, they definitely can afford the resources, I should say, being spread around a little bit. Unfortunately, they decide that they don't have enough information and instead will all pile into this little church here.
Especially since you see Keeper has that sniper rifle to be able to work with and is looking for the position, looking to find someone. I think has noticed Striker just outside of the villa. But with the circle starting to push up, they're more just waiting it out, see if they can get a pick onto 21 before they find out the next location and where they have to move.
It's looking like 21 has vehicles of their own and will be moving around towards the south side in order to move around towards the north side. It makes perfect sense, and if you're afraid of that north mountain side, this is the best way to avoid it.
And it is. At least for now, just kind of working with that. It's going to be a while until we actually get to see where the next circle is going to go. But 21, bailing out of the villa, not even looking to pick that fight with 17. They beat 4. They're like, all right, there's no loot here at all for us to be able to win another fight. We're going to bail, try to find maybe some small houses, maybe another small village, and loot that up to be able to have another fight.
Definitely going to be important to pick up all the equipment possible as they are down to 3 members. It looks like there are still 42 left alive in terms of total players. So Squad 22 wants to be sure that they are fully ready for the next fight that they get involved in.
22 nearby-ish to Squads 19 and 9. They're pretty far. They're just going to loot up for now. They lost Razor earlier, but they still have 3 members strong. It's just going to be about finding that good position, finding out where the next circle is going to be, and then moving accordingly to be able to hold up on a good position and a good incline to then punish, like here against 24, where 24 have 10 down on the hill.
And it's looking like Squad 10 trying to move up. Quip, we've seen him before. Might just move up forward. Sarky, a little aggressive there, but there's the shots coming out and a knock already for Squad 10.
Oh, but the reload in for Endichi already goes down. Unfortunately, the worst time to reload right as Squad 10 had pushed up 2 members now dead on the side of 24.
And Wonderjohn gonna look at the rest of his team. He has 1 teammate left, and Squad 10 still rolling 4 strong, but do have to go into the hills in order to fight this one out.
True, and they don't know where Wonderjohn or Alan are. They're waiting to see if they can find them before making this fight. They're just gonna hold up. Alan the Pro right here. Kind of waiting, saying, we don't need to go. We have the rock. We have the coverage. We're going to use our third-person perspective to see where Squad 10 are going to work towards here at the coal mines and if they're going to have to play towards us.
It's going to be not necessary. It's going to be an unnecessary fight for Squad 10, I should say, because coal mines, although it is just barely inside the circle, it is fully inside the circle. So you can, in fact, just take your time. You can even skirt around if you don't want to fight the remaining members if you don't want to, and you can really take your time here.
So you notice right now the problem with Vikendi compared to something like Erangel or even something like Sanhok. Having all the snow, you are very obvious in your location. You have to use this coverage to be able to hide away. The circle continues to go more north, forcing these teams to all play towards it, but a lot of teams have already gotten a position now. It's no longer before where they got caught off guard. They all were able to rotate up well enough as we go to 21 versus 20 and 23 over there just in the horizon.
Looks like Squad 21 hasn't really run into any fights since they're a little kerfuffle. I should say almost kerfuffle with Squad 17, and so they will just be continuing to hold up inside the circle. They still have vehicles available, and they know that there might be some on the horizon.
A striker even having, I think, the right there to be able to work with and try to find these long-range insta-kills onto Squad 2. They're just waiting. They're not sure exactly. They know that someone's up there on the hill, but they're not exactly sure how they want to fight this. They don't know the positions of others, so even if they find that potential pick, they could get immediately punished themselves.
You have to worry about every other squad in the game because you have squad 2. Yes, you know there's a squad there, but you also have to worry about 23. You also have to worry about 17 who saw you drive off. You don't know how many opponents are going to be around you and how many picks you can get, so you have to work fast.
Working fast is what you do on a map that's small like Vikendi. Not as small as Sanhok, but definitely small enough. Everyone's starting to get forced towards this northern half of the map, trying to play around the coal mines, port, Zabaza. Nobody really knowing exactly what they do. Oh, wow, look at that. 23 actually pushed into 2.
It looks like they're both in the same building, and this is going to be a really bad situation for whoever gets the first shots, and Judas Link goes down. That's going to be Squad 21 getting a huge advantage.
Joint as well. There it is. Squad 2 eliminated. 23 will take control of this little village while 21 sits upon their hill.
And it's looking like that we're down to 12 squads, 36 still left alive, so an average of 3 players per team means there is still a lot of game to be played.
Indeed, there's still a lot ahead of us, still a lot of... right now, I will say, even though it's not like Sanhok where we had by this time nearly all the teams eliminated, we're only 18 minutes into the game compared to Miramar, compared to Erangel. This has been a quick game as well.
This is moving pretty darn quickly, but teams still playing pretty cautiously, and I like to see that. Just because it's a small map doesn't mean you need to go all guns blazing in every location unless you have that level of confidence like we saw on Miramar.
Squad 10, looks like they were able to at least push up onto this hill past 24. Wonder John there. Got passed up by Quip and the squad. They got the kill on Alan the Pro, but they couldn't find Wonder John. They know one more member of 24 remains, but they're not sure where he is. They're kind of trying to bait him out, trying to see if they can find him, but without that location, they're going to drive by, drive past, and get a better position within the circle.
It's definitely going to be important to make sure that you have the right positioning. As the circles do get smaller, it is about who can get the high ground and who can get the first jump onto the other team. It looks like Squad 10 with 4 members definitely has an advantage, but we've also seen that gone awry many times.
Indeed it has. Squad 10 just going to be able to get a little bit more loot for themselves. I don't think that these buildings have been quite looted yet, and it's well within the play zone to be able to work a lot more wonders. As Squad 6 are all the way over, taking shots from quite the distance. They know numbers are over there, but not sure where exactly. That was crazy. I'm trying to figure out if it's Squad 17 that's shooting at them or if it was someone on Squad 10.
It might have been Squad 10. I mean, there's an M4 for Sarky. Maybe he has the scopes necessary in order to take a look. But for now, it's going to remain a mystery as we turn on over to Squad 21, who's driving up on Squad 5.
This is Squad 5. They know that they can make the play. That or they heard the vehicles revving up and wandering away. Instead, Squad 21 looking for a little bit more loot for themselves. They have 3s over for Chino right now. 3 helmet, 3 vest. It's slightly damaged, but nothing that really requires them fully committing to have to loot again. Instead, I think they want to do this. Look for another fight and try to see if they can get themselves more points. They're already at 9 team kills.
They're at 9 kills for the moment, but it looks like Chino trying to move forward onto Squad 5, who are not prepared for this, as they have been in combat with Squad 18 for a little while from the looks of it.
Indeed. They've got them pinned down, I think, in that little church up there, trying to see if they can play into them, but having no idea. They should have heard that at least the vehicle drive up. China was able to get the knock on a mirror all the way over there. Now everyone knows 21 have arrived.
And this means that there's a really bad precedent coming in for Squad 5. Molotov going to be cooked, going to be thrown, and that's going to mean Squad 5 moves out of the building, but you don't want to be caught with a Molotov in your hand.
Accidentally threw it at the wall, had to bail away from that, wanted to be able to throw that at Squad 5, was not expecting them to have already pushed so quickly. You see Nofel already was able to get to the second floor, trying to see if they can get a couple more shots onto them, but Chino keeps them pinned with these Molotovs.
It's looking pretty dire for Squad 5, surrounded by 2 squads on either side. There's the knock coming in for Chino, his second of this fight.
They're going to be able to push in right now, try to see if they can get that flank, get the damage. They got the knock onto Preet already. Nofel trying to res the teammate, trying to see if they can get a little bit of help, but instead it's going to be the push coming in from Chino, getting the knock on a Nofel. Squad 5 don't have the fight left in them. They are eliminated out of the Squad 21, have taken their spot, and then look to see if they can take the fight to 18.
It looks like 18 is taking shots already. 1 knocked as Squad 21 continues to push forward. There's a second knock.
Nice!
And even with the second floor, it's not enough. The high ground failed.
Fellini, no!
Entirely
the
Sage.
Molotov!
Nice Molotov.
A Molotov keeping him locked in that corner. Not gonna save Pengu. Pengu dies. Jimrat pushes up as well, looking to kill Mr. Fellini. The Molotov will be what finishes the day.
But now we got to take a look. Squad 19 hears all the commotion and decides maybe we need to go over the mountain and see what's happening in that cabin. The circle is closing in. Squad 21 knows they are not in the right position.
No, they got to really book it now to be able to get within the play zone, because this is where it actually starts to hurt. We are on our 4th circle now. Look how fast they're dropping, but we jump over 23 and 10, continuing to fight.
It's looking like a pretty grim fight here for Squad 10. They are trapped inside as Hypno tries to move around the building. Just has full health, but you can see the armor already cracked a little bit.
Just a little bit, but should be enough to be able to hold up within this fight. As Squad 10, they have a good position here. Savage is on the first floor and knows where Hypno is. Heard the footsteps, so Hypno goes quiet. Going radio silent, waiting it out.
And with that, Squad 10 knows they can start to move in. The Molotov comes out. Sarky takes a lot of damage, and they're forced to back up. For now, Squad 23 holds their position.
Holding strong, but look at this. Bilka still looking to see if anyone's going to bail out of the building. Was hoping someone would try to jump out of the 2nd floor to be able to pick up the kill, but now they're going to go for the full push in because here come more teams. Hypno going to take a good chunk of damage coming in from Quip as they take him down. Other members of Squad 10 want to get it. Quip will finally fall in the fight. Had almost been the hero, but it's going to be Squad 10 beating 23.
And with that, we skip on over to Squad 6, currently in combat with Squad 24, or looking on the hunt. I like the ghillie suit is white on this map. That makes a lot of sense, but will it be enough to deal with the one-man army of Wonderjohn?
I'm not sure if they're even knowing where Wonderjohn is. They're kind of like looking for him, hunting him down, and have not found him just yet. Instead, they're pushing up slowly, getting themselves a good position to look against the other squad. They did find Wonderjohn, Codex Gaming, the one to get the kill.
And Codex Gaming, JP47, this is a match made in heaven as these teams are starting to get very intense as we get down to the line. As we can see, Squad 6 is a full team that is becoming increasingly rare as we get towards the final circle, and there are only 6 squads remaining.
But there's 20 players still alive, so that means there are definitely going to be other squads that either have full squads or nearly full, only having maybe one person dropped earlier into the match, meaning that this should be a very even fight as we are on our 5th circle now.
And the circle's going to be closing in rather soon. Squad 21 driving on up. Squad 10 probably heard the commotion themselves, and Squad 6 now hears the car. Squad 21's just making themselves known to the entire game.
But I think they wanted a better position. That's the only reason they drove this Jeep up like that. They drove right through the center. Now they are in a really easy spot to be able to defend and fight against other squads, but because they now have themselves wide open, they have to run towards these rocks to be able to get a better location to actually fight back.
And with that, Squad 25 going to try to push in. They are currently outside the circle. Squad 21 going to be looking in onto that angle. The question is, will they see them first, or will Squad 25 actually get the drop here?
I don't think that they saw each other just yet. There's still a lot of players alive, but we look over right now. Keeper got knocked for Squad 17 in this fight against 6. 21 going to be able to engage, get the knock onto one member of 25 from a good range, but they still have a bad position. They still don't have it where they can easily fight back if they get collapsed on.
And it's looking like Squad 21 taking this game by storm. They have 2 and 2 right now. They're getting knocks left and right. Squad 22 doesn't know what to do at this point.
Can't do much. Striker was able to get the snipes onto the Nemesis OP. Nobody from 22 in a position to be able to help out the teammate. They want to be able to help out, but they got to be so careful. There are so many teams still alive that they can easily get flanked.
Could be a flank possibility, but for the moment, they have the high ground, so at the very least, this grenade shouldn't do a whole lot, but it will sort of force 22 into knowing where 21 is.
At least for now, or maybe make them think they're on a different edge than they actually are. The rest of the 21 still holding up against 6 and 17 here on the southern part of where the other players are, waiting for the others to be able to regroup with them, then be able to use this high ground, use this rock face to fight back JP so far down this hill that you got to push through. A miracle being the only one, I think, alive now for Squad 6.
It's looking like that's the case as Squad 21 just scored big on the next circle. They are in the middle. They have the high ground. They are able to look down on every other angle that could come in. And Squad 22, Squad 17, and Squad 6 going to have to fight very hard to beat them.
This is why sometimes just going for the Hail Mary play, going right to the dead center of the circle will pay out, because no matter what, you're more than likely guaranteed to be at least in the circle somewhat, but this time, 21, it went dead center right on their location.
Now look at Squad 22 pushing in as quickly as possible onto Squad 21, but it's too aggressive, and that's going to be another kill coming in for 21.
I think that's the no, not yet the elimination of 22, only having one member alive now for 22. That means 6 and 22, only retaining one more player. 17, they're on the cliff side against Sage, getting a little bit of damage from them, as it is Cochrane who is taken down by Chino, with Keeper getting the grenade kill onto JP.
And it's looking like Squad 21 with 21 kills among the squad. Might just get a few more. Saraki definitely in a lot of trouble. Sarki, I should say. Chino getting shots done to him now. Squad 22 fighting back.
Mohit has been able to get this huge high ground position to be able to fight back well. Unfortunately, being the only member of the team and still outside of the circle, will eventually have to bail off the top of this rock to be able to get somewhere else. And once that happens, it's so difficult to be able to fight around a lot of these teams that are nearly full squad still.
And now Squad 21, they have 4 members. They're healed up against the 4 members of Squad 10, the 1 of 22, and the 3 of 17. This is down to the wire, but it's still not that 1v1 situation quite yet.
Chino going to be able to use the smoke for now, try to bait out where Keeper is. Knows Keeper is just there, right at the edge of the circle. Wants to be able to get these shots onto Keeper. If ever Keeper pokes, it should be an easy kill.
But the question is, where will Squad 10 go? Because they have 4 members. Do they have adequate cover in order to get inside the circle? They're throwing grenades. They're making sure Squad 21 can't get to them.
No, but they do have a similar elevation as Squad 21 here on this wrong face, right outside of the coal mine. So it could be, once they've noticed each other, the shots rain down, and it might just be a matter of time before one of them falls.
It's looking like the painkillers are being taken up. Squad 10 knows this might be the final engage. So they are moving forward. They know Squad 21 is up on top of that rock face, and they are trying to get aggressive.
Delica.
Shots fired.
Good amount of damage on Jimrat. Mohit on the other side, waiting it out, just being patient about this fight, waiting for the teams to pretty much kill themselves within one another while you're playing for the points, playing for the team to try to see if you can rise up and be the top dog.
And with that, Udikala trying to move in. Sarki also moving in from the other side. Squad 17 takes a few shots, and Squad 21 finds themselves surrounded on all sides.
Mohit finally falls, though. Finally was taken down by Jimrat, despite the fact he was able to get a lot of damage onto Squad 10. Eventually did die. Sarki will be rezzed by, I think, not Quip, by Udelka, who's really close by to Sarki to keep him alive, keep them going, nearly full squatted still.
It's looking like Squad 21, they still have the full members up, but that might not be enough, as Squad 17 and Squad 10 have seemingly made a pact, a silent pact to keep their aggression on Squad 21.
Nicely done by Squad 10, getting the knock onto one of the members of Squad 21. Striker still waiting for anybody to try to scale that rock, try to scale up and get to their same position. It's only a matter of time. They cannot see Striker, sure, but eventually some team is going to be able to find the push into them.
Now the question is, can the grenades work? Because if you can land the perfect grenade onto Squad 21, they'll be forced to disperse from their position, and you might just have the advantage then.
Striker, you know that Savage is there, taking a couple shots at the vehicle. You definitely know that Savage was trying to get the flank onto you, but I like this position being held just off of the rock, so there could be the drop to get the flank yourself and be able to fight back.
And with this, Squad 17, the dark horses of this match, are starting to get shots off, and this is where it becomes dangerous for Striker.
They're caught right in the middle of 2 squads. They're able to at least get the knock with a grenade coming in from Quip. They're pushing up on top of the rock. Sage is waiting, though. Prone wants to be able to find somebody, but you can see that Nabeko was able to get the knock on Chino, and there's going to be Savage that takes down Sage. Only Striker remains. Will be able to return it back onto Sage, looking for Quip as well. Executes one more kill, but 21. Here's 17 onto Keeper. Could not get the flank. Have been eliminated. Striker now versus the world.
It's now Striker versus 2 members, I believe, that are still alive from Squad 10. One has been knocked, and there's the res from Quip. It's enough, and he has the time to get behind cover. This is a big match for Squad 21.
We have seen this before. Last time on Sanhok, 1v3, the 1 was able to win. This is 1v2. Striker gonna heal up to the nth degree, has threes across the board to be able to fight back, even the AKM to do a lot of damage, but Striker waiting it out, waiting for them to push onto him. Now they spotted out, it's going to be the kill and the victory for Squad 10.
Squad 10, they waited out. There's one beautiful grenade that comes in from Quip, and suddenly the entire situation turns itself on its head, and Squad 21 finds themselves out of sorts.
Well done. It seemed like they had such a great position. It seemed like they were the ones to dictate what everyone had to do, but the fact was they were caught in the middle of everyone. Everyone knew their location, which meant they had to constantly battle for it, meaning more targets, more ire onto them.
And look at that, the number of kills that came in. Chino, 10 kills in second place. That's
Not
over
Becho.
30 points.
Look at that.
It's a lot of kills. And also, looking at Squad 17, not Becho, 11 kills, giving himself 30 points.
Literally, almost had the same amount of points as Savage, who got first place, only getting 1 kill. So that just shows you how important getting the kills are alongside being able to get rank and being able to finish in first place. But that first place still goes to Squad 10. Quip, Udelka, I gotta give him a lot of credit there at the end. Even Savage was able to pick up the kill that kept them going.
It was very, very close at the end, but ultimately it was Squad 10 that won it out. Definitely good patience coming in, and I can't say enough, Quip's grenade towards the end was so huge in that last fight.
So we're going to take a look at the 1+ replays here for our final round of the night that we're going to see on stream. There are still more games going on right now, just so you all know, but we are going to calculate all the points later to be able to tell people who win the prizes, but we got to see what happened here on Vikendi.
Oh, Magic Tramp just caught out by the Molotov and then rushed in by Squad 14. Just an unfortunate situation for Squad 18, but Mr. Fellini manages to pick up a lot of kills here by just holding his position and posing as a lookout as they res their teammate.
It worked well for them. It almost seemed like Squad 18 were going to be able to do a little bit better. They had this great flank coming in from Pengu, but eventually they couldn't fight back against when so many people were starting to surround them. But we see 24 here against 10. 10 eventually becoming the winners, but it was a difficult fight against 24.
It was difficult, but it's all about using the terrain that you have, whether that's hills, whether that's walls. As long as you're able to maneuver yourself around and get these kills like Chino is here, you'll find that even numbers don't mean anything.
And here's to Sage being able to use such a good Molotov. This is what I was talking about with 18. They got put into a position backed up against the wall. It just took a Molotov to be able to secure the kill and win victory.
And right here, Squad 10, once again, fighting in a very chaotic environment, are able to win this one out and keep 4 members alive, which is absolutely crazy considering how intense those indoor fights can be.
Right, and that's what happens sometimes. If you're not able to confirm the kills, the team might be able to bounce back if they have the proper healing. We finally got to go towards the final fight here, where it's Striker still fighting back so valiantly, unfortunately couldn't get the victory.
That we're going to broadcast.
That's the final round we're going to broadcast, but like I said, there are more games and more rooms still going on right now, so we are still waiting for like the leaderboards and all that stuff. There's going to be some time till we can actually get that out for everyone. We just want to let everyone know that there is going to be a bit of a delay on actually, like, we'll look eventually at the points that we know right now, but that's not confirmed. You've got to go to superleague.com if you want to get the official results. Like I said, this is just giving you guys a heads up at the moment for that.
We got to make sure that we get our numbers right. We don't want to tell you folks wrong numbers, because if we get that going, then what a mess. That would be so unprofessional.
Exactly.
So for the moment, we're just going to keep waiting. I've got my calculator here on my OnePlus phone. It's working out for me quite a bit, but unfortunately, there's just too many numbers to go through.
Like I said, go to superleague.com if you want to get the official scorings, find out who's going to be able to take home that OnePlus phone. We want to thank you guys for joining us here at Super League for the Community Nights. It was great casting with you again, Sam. I always love it, but I hope everyone out there who's watching has a wonderful night.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.